Yes, come on, get in there. Welcome to the Top 4 podcast. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm joined by Oscar, Chelsea.
My name is Enzo Fernandez, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. Bada boom! Realest guy in the room. How you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, listen, straight away off the bat, Oscar, yeah, not that guy. AD, Ernest, Robinho, David.
Wow.
They're all Remy. I'm still throwing Remy in there. They're all not that guy this week because where the hell are they? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, they've stitched us up. They've thrown us under the bus, if you know what I mean. So far as we're aware, today's guests, it's me and you. It's me and Oscar here. It's the brotherly love situation right here. Philadelphia in the building. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of football, okay? A whole lot of football because so much has kicked off. Before we get into the nitty grits,
Robinho says, bro, you know where I am.
Robinho obviously in the Alps, isn't he? He's out there. He's out there. He thinks he's Michael Schumacher. He's out there in the Alps skiing. Yeah. Big up yourself. I am high.
Robin for tuning in from the slopes, man. Big up you, man. Keep your eyes on the obviously on the road, but keep your eyes on your skis.
He's on the road.
Big up Adrian. Shout out to Atsu. I don't know what that means. Who's Atsu?
Atsu? Is that not a player? That sounds familiar. Christian Atsu. Is that a former Chelsea player?
Yeah, Christian Atsu is a former Chelsea, former Everton.
Ah, of course, innit? Something happened with him, no?
What happened to him?
I heard a story. Hang on, let me Google whilst we carry on with the comments.
All right, let me jump in the comments, man. Big up Baraka. He says, big up to the mandem. Always love, always love. Taha says, big up Enzo, Ferrari, Fernandez. You already know what it is. Enzo says, shout out to my... Huh?
No, I was going to say the Atsu thing's mad. I just remembered what it is.
Okay. You'll tell us in a bit.
Cool.
Endo says, yo, shout out my water first over toothpaste gang. Hashtag Klopp out. I mean, that's the gang you want to be in. Fair enough, man. Taha says, Liverpool taking this you'll never walk alone thing to heart. Whenever Chelsea drop points, they do one better. So they walk with us. Yeah, I feel you, man. Wow. I feel you. Assad says, City getting relegated. I can't wait. We're going to dive into that one. I can't wait. The two best panelists are the only ones left. Come on, Taha. Come on.
Taha's player of the week. Simple as that.
C1 said, big up the panel, Jesse, who stocks. Oscar, answer for your crimes.
Jesse Marsh, man. I mean, that is incredible scenes, Jeff. Any more before we get started? I don't even know where to go.
Man, Top 4 Podcast is on, bro. As I said, 2-man show today. Big up. I love that. I love that people are feeling the 2-man show.
It's a 2-man show.
David said, big up Top 4. Hope everyone is good. Robinho, run me my 3 prems. Mirad says, good evening to the greatest football podcast to air when one champion can be elected and another champion can be erased. Wow. Hashtag City in chains.
City in chains. I like that. That's a great hashtag. That's a great hashtag.
Atsu is missing during. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's what it was. He's caught under like the rubble and stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah. So he's gone missing since it's taken place. So yeah, I mean, an earthquake festival in Turkey. Like, what is going on? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to everyone under the situation there.
Everything is making sense.
Yeah, so
bro, I went to the corner shop, bro. Yeah, there's a guy chatting to the boss man. I'm waiting to pay for my stuff. Yeah, I bought a couple of supermarkets. You know me. I'm waiting to pay for my stuff. Yeah, and then the guy's just having a chat. But I wasn't paying attention to what they're talking about. And then when he leaves, he says, "All right, I'll see you tomorrow, unless there's an earthquake." And I said, "What kind of weird banter is this?" I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know. This is news to me. Atsu is reported to be alive.
Excellent news.
Okay, let's hope so, man. Everyone's talking about Atsu. He's in the rubble where the earthquake is. How can you say that? Oh god. Endo said a two-man show would be calm if it was pre-married Peter. Because he slapped the car Oscar. Now he's too mature. Man says single Peter used to be cash money.
Is this true, bro? Is this not even true, Oscar? Is it?
I can't lie. It's been a while. It's been a while since you've had the outrageous The outrageous rants.
My team was top of the league, bro. like what?
Yeah,
Like
that's true. Arsenal are winning. That's probably a big part of it.
It's a huge part of it. Let me tell you.
Brothers of Destruction vibes. Always. Oscar and Pete.
And the deck. Come on. How can we go from Kane and Undertaker to Ant and Deck? That's a howler.
They're not even brothers. Like, what is this? C1 said Atsu has been found alive according to the reports. My goodness. Breaking news here on Top of a Pod.
Yeah.
Turkey and Syria, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, first of all, obviously our thoughts and prayers are with the families in Syria and Turkey. I mean, earthquakes happening in Europe is just you don't normally hear it. But yeah, of course it's in Turkey as well as in Syria. So, hopefully, man, that situation gets solved out very, very quickly. Yeah. It was mad when I heard it this morning because I was saying to Benita, I was like, blood, there's an earthquake in Turkey. Like, do you know how ridiculous that sounds? But yeah, we're hoping for everyone to be safe and sound, man.
This guy, this C1 guy's a clown. Do you know he's a clown? I said 2-man step, BLM, Drake and Josh. Shut your mouth. He makes me sick.
Come on, let's get into it.
You are a champion when your rivals match your results. Talk vibes. Pete, is that where we're starting today? Because the comments seem like they want me to start at Goodison. I feel like there's big news elsewhere. But Endo is saying, Pete, I told you Goodison Park early kickoff. It's not easy. Robinho saying Sean Dyche is really that part-timer that gets the mega pop. Arsenal in the Merseyside. And then Murad says, when you cry, I cry. I cry all over you. What song is this?
When you lose, I lose. I share the L with you. I'm trying to think, what song is that? Comment section, help us. What song is Murad referring to?
I feel like this is going to be a bait song. I'm slipping.
I know. It will be. Anyway, Oscar, look, let's start this right, okay? Because the breaking news for that A-double Snakes this morning, of course, Manchester City, right? In the midst of it all, have now been, is it charged? Have they been charged or have they been investigated? I can't remember what the use of word is. Listen, I ain't trying to get put down, yeah? You know what I'm saying? I don't want no lawyers after me, boy. Mm-hmm. But, Man City are, listen, their back's against the wall. They are up against it, basically. And they said over 100 cases. They've got over 100 cases of how Manchester City, this is the Premier League talking, of Manchester City sort of falsifying their financial results or their financial dealings, their financial books, if you will. They've been flogging the books from the 2010 season up until the 2017-2018 season. Those are the seasons that they are looking at, right?
Yeah.
So, Man City are basically in hot fire at the moment. And of course, social media being as it was, everybody started cooking Man City very, very quickly, early doors, right? But yes, Manchester City seemed like they were in a whole heap of trouble. We've been here before. UEFA did, put out a charge against them. They bust case. I think they got a fine of like 10 million as opposed to whatever it was they were meant to have. But the problem is, Oscar, the fact that there's over 100 cases here, 100, let me say, what's the word I'm looking for? 100 offenses, because there's like 100 plus offenses in this case. We're looking at a very serious situation with Manchester City, where we're talking deducted points. We're talking maybe elimination of the league. We are talking basically anything and everything can happen, from fines to transfer bans to, basically Calciopoli with Juve going into Serie B. It could be literally
that's what
open.
It needs to be a relegation team.
Now, I don't know what's kicked it off. I don't know where the Premier League turned around and said, hang on a minute. Let's have a look at Man City's books. I don't know where this all of a sudden came from. And it's ironic because I think Pep say it yesterday, or he said it on his press conference leading to the Spurs game. I think it was a pre-match. He said that, remember, it wasn't that long ago. That's it. They were talking about Chelsea's transfer spending. They went to every manager. What do you think about Chelsea's transfer window? And he was like, remember everybody was after us. Remember, there were 6 teams that were after us when we did this. But, nobody cares with Chelsea. When we were winning titles, everybody was caring.
Why is he chatting crap?
Well, that's what he said.
Why is he a flipping dirty liar? Nobody cares with Chelsea.
Nobody cares when it was Chelsea, but they all care when it's Manchester City, because obviously they've had 2 cases that they've beat, basically, right?
So we had a flipping transfer ban. Do me a favor. They could appeal all their cases, and they went there with 30,000 lawyers. Who the hell do these guys think they are?
So basically now the Premier League have done their own investigation. But I think what's happening is there's meant to be an independent regulator that's meant to come into football, if not the Premier League itself. And they're going to be doing audit checks on every club. And I think the Premier League obviously seemed to know some information all this time about Manchester City and are now flagging it, ironically, before the independent regulator gets involved. Do you understand that story a little bit?
Yeah, I heard that UEFA did some digging as well, and they found.
Do you remember UEFA done it? Do you remember the big one, the one that went to CAS? Remember UEFA did one, and then City appealed it. Now, apparently, on this occasion, City cannot appeal or send it to CAS because City took UEFA to court basically, and the blow was softened. I think they were fined 10 million quid in the end. And I mean, 10 million is still a lot of money. But
I saw a tweet today that said UEFA have announced that they will not strip Manchester City of their European Championships.
Wow. Okay.
There's nothing to strip. They got nothing to strip.
There is nothing to strip.
Pretty bad.
So that's currently the situation with Manchester City. Your thoughts?
A couple more comments, and then I got a couple more questions. Yeah, Endo says City have made the most revenue in the past year, but can't fill their stadium. He's questioning that one. He's questioning that. Robinho says from 2007 to 2018, Sir Alex Ferguson three-peated. Mourinho, in reality, got his greatest achievement with this team. Giza Oli at the wheel won the Prem. I mean, no, I don't think that's what's going to happen here. At the same time, this could be the way that Gerrard gets a medal. 30-year drafts, it goes down to 24. I'm not buying this.
So Oscar, have a look at this, right? So here's a quote that's come from like Fabrizio Romano's Twitter account. Basically, the Premier League statement confirmed: Manchester City have been charged with numerous breaches of financial rules. Okay, Martin Ziegler now reports that Manchester City will not be able to appeal any sanction to the Court of Arbitration of Sport for Sport, which is CAS, the one which overturned the UEFA ban. Because remember, UEFA tried to ban them. That's the one that we were referring to. So, Oscar, let's just say, for example, Man City are charged with 100 cases of financial breaching. Yeah? What should happen to them, especially the years concerning 09 up until 2018? In terms of, in all seriousness, like, what do you think should happen if it's true?
I don't think they should strip the titles. New incoming member, big up Generous Dave.
What's going on here, bruv?
What do you mean?
You tell us, bruv. You coming in at 8:50. All right, Aubameyang coming in at 13 past 8.
Man, just come from gym, guys. Relax.
What, bench press?
Yeah.
Straight out of the pure gym, boy. Yeah. So, Oscar, what do you think? From what I've said there, what would you like to see happen? What should happen? What do you think will happen?
It's a weird one because I've never fully understood FFP. I'll be honest, I've never understood it. Like this idea that this thing has always been in action, yet for some reason, David, I'm just going to mute you quick because I'm making a bit of noise.
My bad.
It's all good. Wait, what? Adrian said 110 Dowdy, do one rep. Wait, what?
On the bench press, that's got a 110 kg, yeah? All right.
I've never understood FFP because if they are analyzing and checking these things every single season, how do Man City get away with this for what you're telling me 10 years? How is it taking so long for you to investigate?
Okay, so there's two things.
Are you ever checking anything?
It's twofold here, right? FFP is basically you spend as much as you earn and vice versa, whatever, right? And the whole point is to not have your bankrupt clubs from years past, right? So there's that side of things. Then the other side is they believe that City are falsifying their financial accounts. Now, how and where the grounds are is another question. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it's.
I'm with Tahar's made a point here, and I'm probably with him in terms of what I think should be done. Don't take the Prems away, but defo point deduction from next season after the investigation is fully done. Murad is saying nothing will happen with their previous result. It usually applies to the current season that the investigation takes place. But surely the ramifications, if what they're saying is a breach of a law for over 10 seasons, the ramifications have to be severe. It can't just be a minor point deduction. They need to go down the league, because a point deduction is basically just one season.
But the thing is, like, remember, Juventus have just been given a 15-point deduction for financial breaching.
Yeah.
So, and Juve went to Serie B because of match fixing, sportsmanship, games, influential in games.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, they can't strip titles and they can't move them down the division, because it's not like they have been cheating on the match themselves that they are playing. What they're cheating on, if it's to be the case, is that they are saying that they've got money. Either they've got money that they don't have, or they are not telling the truth of how much money they're spending.
Falsifying records, bruv.
Let's be real. A Manchester City 15-point deduction, that might take them out of. They might put them in Europa League. It might take them out of Europe at the worst. Yeah. That's just a season off.
Sure.
Like, it's that, bro. Arsenal are not in Europe right now. They can still win the league. So
sure.
You're telling me they're gonna break laws for 10 seasons in a row, and the only ramifications they're gonna have is a fine, which won't probably mean anything because they're rich anyway, and then a 15-point deduction that means this season they don't win the league, which they very well could miss the league anyway without a points deduction.
So I'm with you 100%.
At all.
I'm totally with you 100%. But remember what I specified is that this is a financial breach problem, not a competition sportsman problem.
So
they haven't done something on the pitch, and that's where Juve went down, is that they did things on the pitch, on the field of play.
If that's the case, why can they deduct 15 points from Juve?
So they can deduct points, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they can't abolish them from the league. You understand? I'm saying they can deduct points.
But why is that a different thing? Like, why can't, like, that doesn't make sense to me. How comes I can take points away from you, but I can't say you're going down to the championship?
Because the punishment doesn't fit the crime. That's what I'm saying.
How does it not fit the crime?
Because like I said, because it's a financial problem here.
Because realistically, they should be having a 50-point deduction. That's what
quite
it should
possibly.
be.
Yeah, quite possibly so. Listen, the amount of points. The amount of points, I won't argue with anybody here. Whatever they see fit, if they think they should be deducted 100 points, fine. Yeah, like I understand all that.
15 points times 10 seasons.
If it's 150 points and they do it that way, and it means that they'll be relegated, I'm with that. I totally understand that. But remember what happened to Juventus? They were actually kicked out of Serie A because on the field play they cheated, whereas City haven't cheated on the pitch. As I keep saying, what they are being accused of is not telling the truth or breaching financial rules. But you see how ambiguous that term is for breaching financial rules. I mean, we could be here and how can you have 100 cases? What kind of rules are we talking about here? What kind, is it, do they overspend on their catering? Did they overspend on the shirt sponsor? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing.
Behind bars, man.
Hey, listen, don't be surprised if they just give him that hefty fine, bro. I don't trust the Premier League. They're not going to go minus more than 30. Nah,
I don't think the Premier League has the nuts to do.
They don't have it. They don't have it.
They don't have it.
I don't think they do.
They don't have it. They won't.
I don't think they do. And UEFA were
If it was Chelsea, we would have been gone. We would have been gone.
Yeah, I mean, look, Chelsea were given a transfer ban because of the way you bought players. The punishment is fitting. It has to be what's the word? Like they got to relate. So Chelsea tried to buy players in an illegal fashion, so they banned them from buying players. Juventus were deducted points because they were financially, not telling the truth about their finances. They were kicked out of a league because they literally were bent in football matches, and other teams were in Serie A and they got deducted points.
Roman Abramovich was sanctioned by the UK government, and the Premier League stopped us from selling tickets to games.
Yeah. Look, listen. If I was to tell you my honest opinion on the Russia situation, like I don't think we'll be having a podcast longer. But that's a conversation for another day. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So
who's that, bro?
The thought and the idea that the UK could just decide we're gonna just evaporate Chelsea from the situation and deal with this Roman guy. It's lawless. But anyway, the punishment fitting the crime in this situation, because money can't do it, right? Unless they fine Man City like 100 million, but even then you get 100 million for just being in the Premier League.
That's not
right?
even enough, bro.
It might not even be
200,
enough.
double.
So you're looking at a hefty fine, and you're looking at points. You see, this is the only way it's going to work out is if they deduct them by hefty amount of points. So each season they're being costed points, and rather than stripping them off titles, it's to affect them going forward.
Balotelli's only Premier League assist says we ain't going nowhere, man. We're still here, bro. We're still here. Murad says the PL cannot give the PL cannot give a financial sanction because they will forever set a precedent that this rule can be taken the mick of. Oh yeah, you can just buy your way out of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we had the same situation in Formula One.
We don't have the peas like that though. Not every man's got oil money. The Premier League, bruv.
But isn't that the point?
Well, no, do you know what? To Mirad's point, though, I would say this. If they did do a financial sanction, remember, every team ain't built the same. So the fine that Man City get, it doesn't mean a Liverpool will survive that fine.
Yeah, but Liverpool won't have... The whole point is that whatever happens with City should be made a deterrent. So it means clubs with ridiculous money, like your Chelseas and your Newcastles, they have to just be like, okay, we don't want to catch whatever City caught, so we need to settle ourselves and play by the rules. That's what it needs to be. Like,
do you think, for example, that City did this on purpose? Do you think this is an accident, or do you think this is a lack of it's incompetence? Where are you with this?
I think there's corruption and fraud going on. I think it's on purpose. I think they've been pumping money into that club and cooking the books to say it's come from different sources. Come on, man. I've never, guys. I've honestly, whenever for the past 10 years or whenever it was introduced, anytime a conversation about FFP has come about, I have never got my head around it because I couldn't understand that teams like Manchester City were complying within the laws. It never made sense to me. I just said, how does this make sense that you are balancing out this money? Surely you're just chucking money into a pot like it's a random building, like it's a random company, and you're not declaring where these figures are coming from. Like,
because are you concerned the way Newcastle have approached this? Because Newcastle, as in like not concerned in a bad way, but like I'm looking at them thinking, okay, why are they so reluctant to spend? Do you understand? And like Mike Ashley, in the same way with Abramovich, Mike Ashley left that club debt free. You know what I'm saying? He sold Newcastle to these guys. They're debt free, and they don't have to worry about their losses because you can't make a loss of more than 15 million, I think, a year over 3 years. So why were Newcastle they're so patient with their spending?
Let me tell you about Newcastle United. Yeah, the people that own Newcastle United tried to buy Newcastle United and they were rejected by the Premier League. Yeah, the I don't know what you call them. The faces of the company, Amanda Staveley and her husband, lived in Newcastle. After the ban, after they were told by the Premier League they cannot buy this club, they lived in Newcastle. They stayed in the city. They studied the club still because they knew that another level would be pulled and they would eventually buy this club. They cut a deal, bro. They cut a deal where it's like, we're gonna be here for a bit and we're not taking no for an answer. So they know what's accepted and they know what's not.
Yeah, I mean,
how can you go from being an unfit owner to a fit owner? How does that change?
Well, because what you thought was legal, it turns out is not.
Huh?
Like what you thought was fine within the rules. I mean, you look at, for example, right?
I'm saying, how did the Premier League look at those Newcastle owners and say,
okay.
unfit a few years later to now say you're fit? Can someone be declared an unfit parent and then 2 years later you give them back their child?
Well, remember Newcastle's owners.
That was a horrible example. I'm sorry.
Newcastle's owners came with a different approach, didn't they? This time they named a specific company rather than it being the Saudi state. They then came with this other. I forgot what the name is now.
Have you seen the Man City company?
PIF or something like
that. PIF, yeah, that was it. Something like that.
The company that Man City did. Like the founders of the company, yeah. You go on their LinkedIn, the profile pictures of the employees are stock images. It's not real people. These are criminals, you know. These are criminals. These are criminals, but Pep got 100 points, so let's move on. Taha says Newcastle are so smart. Todd is moving smart as he's moving around. FFP, City look well run behind the scenes, but they really aren't. City have always looked well run. Murad says City cannot become the richest club and have the most revenue in 2 decades. This club were mid-table when I was in secondary school.
AD mentioned something in the group chat, didn't he? AD mentioned that how can Man City have made more money than Manchester United in the last decade? It's impossible. United as a commercial entity is you could put they could have a building in Canary Wharf. Like that's how Man United are. They could have one of those tall buildings and just sit in Canary Wharf and be part of the gang. Man City could not.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about all that.
So read his last comment because I stopped just before you mentioned it.
United, Bayern, and Madrid, etc., are clubs. These clubs are historic, and they've built their franchise through genuine methods over decades. That's what he's saying. That's what Murad is saying. Robinho is talking about the Saudi Public Investment Fund. Man says City walked so that Newcastle will go run. No, let's be real.
No, but do you guys actually think something will happen?
No.
Maybe
nothing at all. You think no bust case?
I think somehow. I remember, bro, when UEFA cooked them, no one thought it was getting out.
It'll go to court, man. There's whatever.
But they're not allowed to appeal it. In this situation, they cannot appeal this situation. They can't appeal the charge.
They will find a way, bro.
Well, depending on who you're talking to, they cannot appeal the charge. I mean, there are so many charges against them as well. You know, over 100 accounts. Come
more
on.
charges than Benjamin Mendy. It's crazy.
Hey,
yo.
By the way, see Benjamin Mendy, Mason Greenwood, them man are busting case, blood. What?
Are we touching this topic, bro?
I don't think we should.
I'm not touching it still. Pete did prophesy. Hey, you did prophesy 1 point. Hey, might bust case, blood.
Bro. Like,
man, is saying free Mendy.
That's a free Mendy. Oh, dear. We started something here. I think we should move drastically.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not even.
No, listen, guys. Listen, the court says he's innocent, fam. There we go.
I'm not saying nothing, bro.
There we go. We can't.
What the court says.
We can't call him guilty, can we?
I mean, we definitely can. Taha said, "Did people not say the same about Tony's betting allegations? Now what the bro is still playing?" Hey. Yeah, but I don't think his allegations have been thrown out. I think his allegations are still under review.
They're still going. What I find very sick about Tony's investigation is that it came just before the World Cup when he was probably going to be picked for the England
squad. I told you what happened with that investigation.
Yeah, and it literally come out then, ruined his World Cup, and now we're here again, and it's quiet again. Like, guys, there's an investigation going on, sure.
Listeners of the Top 4 podcast, I told you what happened with Ivan Toney.
Yeah, but what did you gain? What did you gain by him not going to the World Cup, bro?
No, you don't remember the story that I told.
No. What I'm saying, what do you gain? England didn't win. We didn't get to the final. What do you gain by stopping Tony?
You know the story. Remember the story that I told?
I can't remember, mate. What did it say again, bro?
A week before the Ivan Toney story drops, Gareth Southgate is sat next to Amanda Staveley at St. James's Park. He's watching Callum Wilson. Why is he sat next to the owners? All of a sudden, the owners bring him in the room for a glass of wine. Now, we're going to release this story. We got files on Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney.
You take my boy Callum, make him a star, play him in the World Cup. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I watched too many films.
Like Ivan Toney wasn't one of theirs as well, you know. Like he went a Newcastle player. Hilarious.
How do you think they knew? They got keys. Keys to his house. Endo said Mason Greenwood. Oh my gosh, I don't want to talk. I don't even want to talk about Mason Greenwood. I'm brutally honest, guys. I'm sorry, because if we go there, we're gonna have to go there, and I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I don't want to go there, mate.
I says Endo, he didn't have. Oh my god,
and you're still going. Okay, so Manchester City. Whilst we're talking about them, okay. They lost at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur, who went down to 10 men towards the end. Harry Kane, as you put in the thumbnail, Oscar, record breaker. He's Tottenham Hotspur's all-time goal scorer, beating Jimmy Greaves. Manchester City haven't scored a goal at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I found this out yesterday, and I thought, what's that all about? They've played each other, I think, 3 or 4 times.
We said even at the Tottenham Stadium, they can't buy a goal.
Yes, man.
Yes,
they couldn't buy a goal there. Yeah, you know, Tottenham did Arsenal a favor. I'll tell you what. Thank you very much, people. Did you see on Twitter how many Harry Kane Arsenal shirts there were? Like that picture of him with the red hair.
Yeah.
It surfaced all over.
Arsenal fans, we have no shame, bro. I'm sorry.
None whatsoever.
We have no shame. Nah, bro.
He's back like a million goals.
Have your dignity, bro. Nah, bro.
Nah, man. I can't lie. I'd be running the same thing.
No way. I don't give a damn.
I tell you what's weird, yeah, Oscar. As I'm watching the game first half, right? And I'm getting into the second half. Bro, I'm urging City to score goals. Like, I couldn't help myself but wanting City to score. And every time they miss,
you're mad.
I'm a mentalist, I tell you.
Yeah, you're like, especially considering Arsenal drop points, you're psycho.
No. So here's what I'm getting to. When it got to like the 85th minute, I said, you know what? I ain't losing here. So I'll just take whatever it is, right? At some point, sense came into my mind. And I was like, look, if Spurs win, hey, happy days. Business, service resumed as normal. But
I can't lie. When
hey?
Well, do you hate them that bad? You're willing to shoot yourself in the foot?
Yeah, bro. I've never wanted Spurs to ever win a game. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was very. Listen, there was one year when I wanted Spurs to win me a game. It was in 1999. They played at Old Trafford last game of the season,
and they lost
because they took the lead and then they laid down because they knew Manchester United would be champions if they got beat. Farce. Anyway.
Yeah, do you remember? Spurs were 2-0 up at OT, and the Fergie said, "Don't worry, Spurs," and then they beat them 5-2. Listen.
Oh wait, no. That was at White Hart Lane, and they were 3 down at half time.
Was it 3?
First of all, it was White Hart Lane, and they were 3 down at half time. And Fergie's words were, "Guys, it's Spurs," and he left, and they done the business. That tells you everything you need to know about them. Man, I thought it was at Old Trafford and 2-0. Show some respect, AD. Show some respect.
I was going to say, Adrian, your microphone is killing me,
Yeah,
Every time he stops talking, he hangs up.
Mad thing.
I can put the phone down.
What's Endo saying?
Endo said, big up Harry Kane, Harry. Top 3 strikers in the PL. Man's got 200 Premier League goals in 8 years, yet some people still say he's not class. The only people that say he's not class are idiots, in my opinion.
Yep.
He's clearly the best striker in the Premier League and been that way for a long time. He also says Manchester City are absolutely washed. I didn't see them scoring at any point. They will get washed at the Emirates next week. You're playing at the Emirates.
It's next Wednesday. It's not this weekend. The Wednesday after.
Bloody hell, the football don't stop.
Yeah. Look, you know what's funny? Harry Kane's got 17 Premier League goals this season. He's having a phenomenal Premier League season. But you take Haaland's numbers out of the way, and Harry Kane's, he's absolutely doing bits. And yeah, Mr. Erling Haaland, of course, didn't have fun at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I don't think he had a shot on goal in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But yes, Spurs, I mean, on the balance of play, guys, do you think they deserve the win?
I can't actually. I didn't see the game.
You didn't watch it?
I didn't watch it still.
I watched it, and I did think it was one of those, man. Like Spurs did let City have the ball. I mean, City probably had about 70% possession. It was ridiculous. Like they constantly had the ball, but there wasn't that final thread, that final cutting edge, that little, the bit where they hurt you the most. And when Romero got sent off towards the end, you thought, okay, City are going to roll the dice. And then it was 5 minutes of added time, and everybody in the stadium knew, flipping hell, we let them score 1 in the 87th minute, and it's game over. But yeah, no, they held their own at the end of the day, and Spurs got the victory in the end at the end of the day. So yeah, happy days, mate. Because I'll tell you what, Arsenal losing at Goodison Park, David, the floor is yours.
Mate, what did I tell you about shopping in our rivals' bins, bruv? A god awful debut, bruv. Oh my god. Oh my god. A god awful debut. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro,
well, you didn't like the way he took the ball on and he rolled it.
Hey, listen, there was a compilation. Right? Hey, there was a compilation that Troops put up, yeah? I was busting out laughing. It was shocking, blood. Flipping heck, blood. And you see, and Pierre, this is my problem. When our midfielders are not scoring, Saka is not. Martinez's having a stinker as well. He needs to pattern up, bro.
Yeah, I think I definitely do think I think it's time to start Trossard. Personally speaking, because I think you got to drop players that are not on form. Martinelli hasn't been on form for a while, and the thing that frustrated me, do you know what really did anger me the most in throughout the entire game is the fact that Martinelli and Saka were just not killing their fullbacks. Martinelli had Seamus Coleman, right? And Saka had what's the Ukrainian left back called? Muk something, right? Mickey something, right? Whatever. He had him, right? And none of them troubled any of those two, right? And I don't know, like man can say, yeah, it's Everton, it's Goodison Park, blood. Everton are dog wash, blood, and it's a Sean Dyche Everton now as well. It's not like man's playing a Roberto Martinez where the ball's moving, or we're playing a David Moyes Everton where the ball's moving, where they get right up against you. This was Everton deserved the 3 points. They were by far the better team. Arsenal did not rock up at all. They were awful. They were absolutely awful.
You see Eddie, yeah? You see that miss? That miss. I knew it was a bad day. I knew it was going to be a bad day.
Somebody needs to tell people, right? You need to tell Eddie, you're only going to get one shot a game. So when that shot comes, you better make it count at the end of the day. And it's interesting you say that, David, because I thought once Eddie got that first one out of the way, I thought, He'll get another and he'll put it away. I thought he'll get another one. He'll put it away. But I blame Saka and Martinelli really. I mean, Ødegaard had the worst performance I think he's had in an Arsenal shirt. Is that fair? Am I allowed to criticize Ødegaard?
Oh yeah, that was a stinker.
Am I allowed to criticize? Okay, fine.
I do think. How about you praise him for once in a while?
I do think as well that he had an injury because I think it's Idrissa Gueye who was just a rough player. I mean, the guy pokes Saka in the eye. He trods on, I think, Ødegaard's Achilles, where Ødegaard in the first half couldn't even walk at some point. And then I think he's carried on, and he just was not.
Yeah, that's Premier League, man. Premier League.
He wasn't finding the thread. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing the do. Jorginho, I'll be honest with you, right? I was so glad to see him on, but I was a bit like, Mikel, why have you taken off Partey here? This is at 0-0, right? He's taken off Partey. It has to be an injury. It cannot be tactical. It has to be either he felt like, you know what, after the Man City game when he had his ribs done, maybe he just wants to give him a few minutes, wanted to give him an hour and get him off, get him running again, blah, blah, fine. If it's tactical, I am concerned.
Yeah, you are going to see what you've always denied exists when I talk about Jorginho as a player. He's a fantastic player when on the ball. He knows how to show for the ball. He knows how to dictate tempo and set and guide the players around him in midfield. However, as a screen for your back four, liability.
No, listen.
And it's not. It might not be. It might. You can say, "Oh, it's not his role or not his job," but it affects the team. If you play him as the deepest midfielder and the other person is Xhaka, for example, you will get cooked.
The thing is, I do agree with you in that sense. If you put Jorginho in a position like that, I'm not expecting him to be Gilberto Silva. But what I am noticing, though, the reason for Jorginho to be in that side, Arsenal will always have the ball, just like he had the ball at Chelsea, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Chelsea didn't always dominate possession in their football matches, but in Arsenal, he will thrive at Arsenal because we always have the ball.
But that would mean that's not the point. That's not the point because yes, you're always going to have the ball, but then when you don't have the ball, it's in transition, and he cannot cover space in transition at all. You're going to get ripped apart.
But listen, today isn't the day to criticize Jorginho because at the end of the day, we conceded a corner.
Every day is the day
we conceded a corner, right? Yeah. And I did see where Jorginho was standing, maybe about 5 yards off Tarkowski, where I thought if Partey's there, he heads that away. I did think that did come across my mind. But Jorginho didn't make any mistakes in the game, I don't think. He didn't even have the ball more often than not. He did 1-2 cute passing, boom, 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 off we go. But again, Arsenal were battered by Everton. And even though I think we had 70% possession, right? I think we had all the ball. But Everton were much sharper. They were much sharper in front of goal.
Did you guys see the moment when there was 2 footballs on the pitch and Jorginho tried to kick one out of play, but he didn't kick it hard enough, so it stayed in.
No, I don't think I even.
Oh
didn't
my
see
God,
it,
I
no.
was dying. I was
didn't see it.
literally dying. So Arsenal taking a throw in, yeah. Then they realize there's another ball on the pitch. Jorginho is trying to kick it out. He passes it, bro. The ball doesn't go out of play. I'm thinking,
dear.
what's wrong with this guy?
But yeah,
Balotelli says Jorginho can't screen the spaces in transition. Yeah, he's agreeing with me.
do you know what though? He's the type of player, Oscar, correct me if I'm wrong. He was the kind of person to prevent the pass happening rather than try and defend a pass that's gone behind him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he was sort of somebody who he would tackle from the front, for example. And I say tackle, when I say tackle, I mean he will intercept the ball before the ball is played, rather than a ball gets whipped in by De Bruyne into the 6-yard box and it's gone, it's behind him. He can't do nothing about it because he's not got the pace. But
you can't do anything about that. But like, no. It's
but you know, like Thomas Partey, for example, is somebody who would go and attack that. A Caicedo would go and attack that ball, whereas Jorginho, for him, it's like I'm going to prevent even that ball even being played. That's my position here. Anyway,
I do think you're going to have good games with Jorginho, but I do think the fear is what some of the comments are saying here. It's just not.
Look, mate, Jorginho might have between now and 20 games are left for the season, for example, in all comps, right? Let's just say 20 games are left. Jorginho might have 5 bad games out of the 20 and have 15 good ones. I'll take it. I'll take it. If that's my concern about Jorginho, is that part of the screening and blah, 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 I ain't worrying about that. Because we're going to go to teams, like when Everton come to our ground, we're going to be on top of them the entire half. They're not going to see the ball in their penalty area all game. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not too worried.
Arsenal have been praised for their renewed mentality this season, but they're still struggling at similar grounds. Old Trafford, St. Mary's, Goodison, Etihad, albeit in the cup.
I'll tell you what is concerning, yeah. I mean, when Arsenal lost at Old Trafford, I think we went on a good run afterwards, right? And did our thing. When we drew at St. Mary's, I was furious about that. We went on a good run again. We've lost the cup to Man City, and then we lost to Everton on the weekend. And we've got Brentford next, who are in fine form. They're in fine form at the moment, right? Now, albeit we're at home, so I think we'll be okay. I think we'll get over the line, but there will not be any mugs. I'll tell you that. So I don't know whether it was just a game too far apart, like Everton having what they had and Arsenal not playing a Premier League game since Manchester United. Like, I felt like if we had the games a lot closer, a lot nearer, I'd be more confident. At least when we get to play Man City, we would have played Brentford on the Saturday, City on the Wednesday, and we move. So, yeah, I just hope Arsenal do not go into that rut. Because if you notice, interestingly, Arteta's post-match press conference was it took a different turn. I was not expecting to hear what he said. It was very from the leaf of Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho, from their books, where he says, "I love them even more now." And I'm thinking, I wonder why he's gone with that way. I hope he's giving them a rollicking in the dressing room. I hope he has, because Everton again. Do you remember in the All or Nothing documentary, Arsenal played Everton and he was fuming. He fumed at halftime. We were 1-0 up at halftime. I remember we were doing the podcast at 8:00 on a Monday Night Football. And I was thinking, right, we're 1-0 up, but we got away with that. We've got away with that in the first half. And Arteta said the same thing at halftime. He says, if you do not sort yourselves out, you will get beat. We got beat, and then the players started showing like emotion in the dressing room afterwards.
Because it's too late.
and then he says it's too late, and he walked away. He says, I don't want to say anything now because I know I'll regret what I'm about to say to you all. But he was on that kind of. That was when I was like my 20% on Arteta.
Is that the one where his voice was gone and he shouted at Tavares?
No, that was I swear that was
it was blue.
Liverpool in the cup. I think it was Liverpool. I think it was Liverpool in the league.
The dressing room was blue in that game when he shouted at Tavares.
The dressing room was blue.
Yeah, that's how I thought it was ever. But he was like, "You want to play in the Champions League? Yeah, play in the Champions League." And then why is actually playing Champions League football this season?
The thing is, like I think that was my moment when I turned and I was like, "Oh my god, there's something about Arteta that I like here." Because the one thing because for me, like in that moment, in that dressing room moment at Everton last year, it was a fan talking. You understand what I'm saying? It was a fan, like an Arsenal fan was the one giving that team talk. It wasn't a manager. So, and there was something about that I just loved. And I thought, rah, he's really pissed off with these lot. Great. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, because I think that documentary really got across his passion for the game.
It did. So yeah, Everton again, and you know, I hope he says, you know what, fine. If you don't want to lose the league, I have nothing to do with you. And then he comes out in the press conference and says, I love them more than ever. I bet you. I hope it's something as polarizing as that.
What next for Arsenal? Because you feel after a result like that, you really do have to bounce back.
Bro, we have to get 3 points against Brentford, man.
We have to beat Brentford, Oscar, because very quickly. Like, listen, Spurs. Here's the thing: we don't need to panic because it's as if we won our game and City won their game, right? If we both won our games this weekend, everybody will be in a much better mood. But the points are still the same, right? The gap is still the same. Our points are still the same, and yet we're all a bit twitchy. We're all getting a bit nervous, and rightly so, because you know we've not been in this position for a long time. And when City breathes down your neck, ask Liverpool. It's not fun. It's not frigging fun. So. What next for Arsenal is 2 wins between Brentford and Manchester City. We need to get 6 points to get our groove back. You understand? Because I feel like we lost our groove from that City defeat last week. And then obviously Everton. I mean, Everton, guys, let me be very clear. Everton played well on the day. Yeah, they played well on the day, but they're garbage, man. Like I couldn't, you know, BT Sport waxing lyrical about that midfield. Oh, Nana, you know what I'm saying? Decore. Gay. I'm like, bro, these men are 19th, blood. They've been 19th all season. I've not heard a peep about this guy. Maybe Onana I've heard once in a blue. That's it. And then Onana at the end of the game was giving it. He's like, yeah, I'm staying. Yeah, the window's shut, bro, because you were about to go earlier a week ago, but the window's closed. Of course you're staying. You know, it's just a load of nonsense. And it's the fact that, you know, I don't know if you lot have been watching all week, but the Sean Dyche narrative and it's honestly it's bored my brain all week.
Why?
You know, this it's because all of a sudden he's got this Sean Dyche loving going on. When did people start loving Sean? What? When did people Oscar? When he was at Burnley, nobody was loving him. Everybody was talking about that gravel football with his gravel voice, and everybody was talking about how Burnley is and what it's like up north.
That's what Everton. First of all, people always like Sean Dyche. I know what you're talking about. Second of all.
Oh, Oscar, the loving is outrageous now. Come on.
People have always... Remember he's talking about looky-likeys at Burnley? Come on, man. We've always liked this guy. This guy took Burnley to the Europa League. Who is this man?
No. Listen, and very much credit. And listen, when it comes to those relegation battles, you know me, I always put Sean Dyche first, right?
Exactly. And the one thing... And bear in mind, Burnley got relegated when they sacked Dyche. Dyche didn't get relegated.
He got relegated once, though. He did get relegated once, but he came back.
But still... Yeah. The point is, we know he knows how to get this team out of the trenches, and the Everton team
who went down with Dyche then? Who went down with them?
You told me they went down. I didn't even know that.
That's like 8 years ago.
No. Oscar said that they sacked Dyche, yeah, which I'm sure is true because I remember it. But then who went down with them? Who did they take?
I don't know.
Some geezer, some bloke.
What, a geezer?
Whoa.
Bro, guys.
Everton tell me something. I can't remember.
Unfortunately, Everton I say, Peter, you did this last week on the pod, or maybe it's the week before. You read out the list of managers who manage the clubs that they're in competition with. I heard Steve Cooper. I heard Gary O'Neill. I heard Jesse Marsh, R.I.P.
Nathan Jones.
Nathan Jones! These are the names in competition. Sean Dyche is a no-brainer.
Oscar, no. Don't confuse what I'm saying here. I'm talking about the media loving this man has got all week.
But no,
right?
We do love him in Dyche.
And then they were talking, he can really get something. I'm like, this guy's lost 14 games to Arsenal. This manager has lost 14 games to Arsenal.
Why hasn't beat Arteta at the Emirates? Why are we doing that?
Yeah, the funny thing is he's beaten Arteta twice. That's the worst thing about it.
So there we go. Not surprised.
I think in fact, Arteta's beat him 3 times now because we lost at Burnley, didn't we? When Xhaka scored, when Xhaka just passed it to the Burnley player, there was that one, and then we lost at the Emirates in lockdown, and now he's beating us with Everton.
Sean Dyche versus Arteta. This ain't an upset. This ain't an upset.
Oscar, shut up, man.
Just like Harry Styles in the Grammys. This ain't an upset. This is meant to happen.
Look, to pick up Harry Styles. What about Kenzo? You know what I'm saying? What about Eddie Kenzo? You know what I'm saying? Like we can't pick up. The Ugandan family tree. Oscar's having a stink.
Your wife's got an influence on you there. I know you wouldn't be talking about Eddie Kenzo.
Listen. Yeah, look, it is what it is, blood. It was.
David said, I did pick up David NL. He said it's between Arsenal and Man United. Title race, man. How many times do we have to tell you guys? Man United are not in the title race. Stop saying their names. Wout Weghorst is not in a title race. Make me sick.
David, what are you saying? Like, where are you? And what next for us? Are you nervous? Are you concerned? All of the above.
I'm concerned that that performance was one from last year. It's a familiar, familiar feeling. Arsenal winning my weekend, bro.
Early doors as well.
Early doors, bro. Nah, man, they need to pattern up.
You're right, because Southampton, I was furious with that draw away at Southampton. Obviously, Man United, I was livid for many, many reasons. But the performance against Everton was shocking. It was shocking. I don't care about new manager bounce. I don't care if it's at Goodison. I don't care where you are. When you're top of the league and they're 19th in the league, and they don't even like their own board. The board weren't even there. The board did not even turn up to the game, right? And the fans had a protest before the game. The fans had Mashuri with a clown face on. Like they were. Look, all we needed to do was go 1-0 up in the first 5 minutes, yeah, and they would have been booing out of the park. They would have been booing quickly, early doors. Instead, I'm seeing Iwobi with the press. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Coleman getting the better of Martinelli. I'm seeing the Ukrainian left back, number 19, getting the better of Bukayo Saka. Oh, come on.
But Peter, like, how many games are we in the league now? What, 20, right?
Yeah, about that. It says 20.
Can't the team have a bad day at the office? And I mean that genuinely. Like, when you factor in the facts that, let's call a spade a spade. Everton away is a tough game. It is. It's Sean Dyche's first game.
How many teams?
Adrian, I'm worried. I think you're blowing over proportion. Like, I hear what you man say. Go on. Bro, I'm worried. I'm worried that these young ones will get tired again, bro. They'll burn out. Because they played every game. They've done well. But, the second half, this is where everyone's going to lock on and Arteta is going to need to have plan B, bro.
Maybe.
But David, let's call the facts what the facts are, because Adrian said Everton away is a tough result. But they've lost 11 times this season.
I know, but
they've drawn 6 times this season. And if you're 19th, 18th in the league, bro, there are teams that are not finding your place a tough place to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then if you're the top of the league team, rock up to your perch. They should be collecting 3 points.
This is last title race.
They could have taken points off of Man City. Man City were knee deep in the title race as well. Like, I just feel like sometimes crap teams can have a good day against your team. I wouldn't be too concerned if I was an Arsenal fan personally.
And also, by the way, Everton's record this season, they're better away from home than they are at home.
Oh, and Peter, they're better away from home. Where do they go next? Anfield.
Oh, they're off to Anfield. Oh, they're off to Anfield.
Listen, guys. Listen, this is the young squad, yeah? It's a young squad. This is their first title race, man. As a group. It's their first one. So, listen. And
Murad, that's the thing, like, if we lose the league title because, we got beat at City or Liverpool or, United, whatever, I can take that. And be like, look, the better teams beat us. But bro, I'm not losing the title because I drew at St. Mary's and I lost at Goodison. David, that can't happen.
Yeah, it can't happen. It's a no-no.
You know what I'm saying? AD is last year looking at games where they lost points, dropped points at home, dropped points away.
Absolutely.
And thinking to myself, blood, I should have won the league last year.
Absolutely. I 100% gets at that, but I think also you just have to factor in that. Like, because for me, I've never seen Odegaard. Like, this season, that's the worst I've seen Odegaard. Saka was unusually quiet. Martinelli's been out of form for a while, to be fair. Hence why he got in shots. Like, genuinely, I just think it was a bad, nasty night out, a nasty day out at Merseyside.
And you think I should allow them? Yeah, you think one bad day off, we should sort of just say, look, let's regroup. Because my concern,
we crack on again against Brentford.
my concern,
And as well, I think what's maybe aided my facts is the fact that guess what, City went and lost as well. So as Peter said, it's like if you both won, business as usual. So I think, obviously, I suppose like it would have been nice that you would have sort of obviously 8 points clear is better than 5, isn't it? But at the same time, like you haven't lost any ground. You're in exactly the same place as you were a game week before.
That is
Brentford at home, get your 3 points.
No, you're spot on, AD. I think it's just I've got the City defeat also in my head, and I'm going. There's 2 back-to-back defeats here, and I think nobody else. Maybe if you're an Arsenal fan, you're clocking onto it, but you're looking at like I felt like it was forever since we last won a game, and it was Manchester United. Who remembers Arsenal playing Man United? That was ages ago. Do you know what I mean? Like that's ages ago now. So I think that's why I'm just a bit like, can I just get a 3 point? And I wish it wasn't Brentford next. Like give me Palace at home next. You know what I mean? Give me Leeds. You know what I'm saying? Give me Leeds. You know them ways. Forest.
Man. Yeah, sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give me a team that's actually playing bloody good football, 7th in the league, you know, and then we got to play the champions. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, because then I hear you saying because then it can turn into no winning 4. And
very quickly it's 1 point we're ahead or we're behind. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden. So anyway, Oscar, we need to move. We need anything else, lads, on Arsenal, Everton.
No.
Arsenal?
The only thing to say is I hope you lose next week.
And typically, of course, Sean Dyche in ex-Burnley. Dwight McNeil whips it in ex-Burnley, and who headers it? Tarkowski ex-Burnley. It's freaking annoying. Honestly, it was just annoying.
Lampard DNA.
What's up? Mirad said at the moment I can't blame Southampton and Everton for the reason why we don't win it. I mean,
bro, these are grounds where you have to go win, bruv, to win the title, man.
Like this is bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Like these fixtures, they shouldn't be anywhere. Anyway, we will wait and see. We'll wait and see. Look, the title race is on. The teams are on. Arsenal, you've got your opportunity come Saturday. Brentford at home and Man City are at home on the Wednesday. It's going to be an absolute football of glorious emotion. Oh, anyway. Speaking of a team that you said Sean Dyche's side are going to be going away from home next, Oscar, because they're going away to Liverpool. They're going to be at Anfield. It's the Merseyside derby. But guess what? Bad news, guys. It's on Monday Night Football, 8:00. What? During the podcast?
That's not bad news.
During the podcast?
Not bad news. I will be there no matter what.
Mate, the ratings are going to go down on Monday.
No, we can watch it together. So watch along, boys and girls. It's a watch along.
Of course, yeah. So it is a watch along, to be fair. But yeah, Endo says Liverpool get cooked. Lopetegui on my mind. Lopetegui. Oh, that's a great song. That's a great chant of Robinho. Oh, I'm all over that. Ooh, no.
Hey, no. But like, okay, this is a 3 p.m. kickoff, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't watching the game.
Yeah.
I was just chilling at home. See 1-0. I'm thinking, raw.
Raw dead.
It was early as well. It was early pack. I said, raw. I see 2-0 go in now. I'm thinking, I even got annoyed. What the hell is going on with Liverpool?
No, do you know what? Yeah, I had that same feeling.
You guys, again, you're playing David Vianic in midfield. What is going on?
Do you know what he's there? I sit here and I defend Klopp week in, week out, right? I've been throwing the board under this bus every week. I'm here standing as if I'm from Anfield Road. And he's losing again. I said, no, come on. I literally, Oscar at 2-0 because it was 2-0 in 12 minutes.
12!
I said, nah, do you know what I said?
I can't defend you, mate.
I said, what the hell is going on, Klopp? That's the first thing I said. I said, yo, Klopp, what's going on? I ain't watched the game. Obviously, it's on 3:00, isn't it?
Did you, man, hear what Klopp said about the third goal?
It shouldn't have counted. Why? Did you see what Wolves did afterwards as well on their Twitter account? Wolves mugged it off. They chalked off the third goal. so they put on their Twitter account.
Yeah.
Wolves.
Hey, I can't lie. People's Twitter accounts have been going crazy lately. I like the way people are clapping back. Do you see Harry Kane's one?
What's Harry Kane though? What was Harry Kane?
Up a picture of him celebrating the goal. On the big screen, it says 267, and he puts the caption, "One season wonder."
Why does he put? Come on, Oscar. Oscar. Let me just say this.
They called him a one season wonder. Don't lie.
Yeah, in year one.
No,
in year one they did.
I'm pretty sure I even heard you say, "Let me see another year."
I did.
Peter took long to realise Harry Kane was who he was.
I came to the acknowledgement of Harry Kane in 2017. At the end of the 2017 season.
What about COVID, mate? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I took some time with Kane. Again, yeah, you could argue he could have been a one-season wonder, but if Harry Kane is holding on to that from yesteryear now, that feels like he was 20 back then. Okay, he's 30 now. You know what I mean? So
the fact, because the thing is, he obviously listened to that kind of criticism, so he's also listened to everybody talk about the fact that he hasn't won a trophy.
Oh God, yeah.
You know when footballers show you that they know what we're talking about?
Really?
It's like, you know everything.
See, if he wins a trophy and then he brings up a tweet or something like that from that, I can get that. I'm with that. I get that because it's current. Whereas the one season wonder was dead in the water years ago. Like he killed that off years ago because he was balling out. But he's been balling out for what? 10 years, nearly 10 years straight.
Pete, the one season wonder has scored 267 goals for Tottenham Hotspur. Like, congratulate. Like, it's
absolutely.
That's what they said. Like, I love dunking on haters, dunking on the people that said you couldn't do it. That's one of my favorite things in sport, especially.
Yes.
So good at him.
Nobody loves like a redemption story, and it's not even a redemption because all he did was ball out, and everyone just said, "What? You only got 1 year in you," and he continued, right?
He was one of those guys that people just never believed.
They just didn't believe. Yeah, for sure.
There's some people who like they score mad goals. They do. There's people like like a Phil Foden who hasn't really done much, but people just believe reputation.
People just
other players who it's like they're doing bare, but for some reason
do you know what it is? Kane ain't got the swag. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's just a guy who he comes to kick his football. You know what I'm saying?
Black.
He like at work, he's the man. He comes into work just to do his job and bounce and do it well. You know,
he's a ham sandwich.
He's a bro, ham and cheese.
He's a ham. No, ham and cheese. Just ham.
No, have you seen? You see that meal doing Tesco where it's just a ham?
And a pot of water.
Have you seen? It's like ham and butter. Yeah, ham, water, and a ready salted crisp.
Guys,
one
of my guys that I work with, he knows who he is. Yeah, if you're listening, you know who you are. Yeah, I got love for you, but you get a ham, ready salted crisp, and a Diet Coke. That's the worst.
No. He's in a disciplinary. What's he playing at?
Do you know what? Yeah, no. You know,
he's in front of the directors.
Listen,
they get bad meals in prison.
That meal is dry, but let me tell you something. That's a person who thinks food is fuel. That's it. That's what food is about. I'm not here to have a good time. I'm here to put in some energy. That is Harry Kane. That is Harry Kane. You know
Peter, we straight off topic. My fault. I took it.
Yeah, where are we? Liverpool. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm having a good time. Let's get out of
it, man. But the comments are going to keep us back on track. Yeah.
Yes.
So. Random. Enna said, "Why does Oscar have a jawbreaker and stuff?" I got halls because my nose is blocked for some reason. But anyway,
jawbreaker.
Who has jawbreakers in 2023?
Honestly, you gotta be psychotic. If you're still eating jawbreaker in these streets, you need to be questioned. Go
on. Caesar San says, "I'm glad people are finally asking Klopp to coach. FSG can't be the reason for some of these L's." Robinho said, I asked about Klopp last week about the defeats. I was told to hold it until post Wolves. So well gone.
Look, sorry, AD, you go. This is Liverpool time. You go ahead.
Well, what's the question? In fact, you know what? Let me talk. Brother, I'm never gonna lie to you. I was at work today, right? I couldn't concentrate. Brother, I was daydreaming. 8 minutes was going past, 11 minutes was going past. I ain't doing nothing. My manager said, have you sent me your par? I said, it's like a performance annual review or something. I said, brother, the only par is what my football club's in par me all season. How about I bring that into the boardroom and we can talk about that? Like I'm sad. I'm not concentrating. I'm not eating properly. Like I feel devastated because the thing is, right?
You say you're breathing different.
Well, I'm breathing. Yeah, I've got a cold. My nose is blocked. Everything and anything can go wrong. My trousers split. Like I'm telling you, like it's annoying, brother. It's annoying. This club is cursing me, and I'm sick and tired of it because, as I said, like last week, the light is not at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. I genuinely don't know when we're gonna win our next game. Like I looked at Wolves away. I said, "Ooh." I'm looking at Everton at home next week. I'm saying, "Ooh." brother, last year, they were fighting for their lives, and they put out the performance of the season. So I'm really downhearted. I'm downhearted, man. I feel sad. Honestly. I don't know where to start.
I'll say this, yeah. This is the first time I am actually concerned about Liverpool. Like beforehand, I was looking at them like, okay, they're having off days, whatever. I think it was at the Palace draw or the West Ham one. The Brighton one I felt like was just horror. It was a horror night. But then, who did you lose to last week?
You see, I can't remember. Was it Brighton in the FA Cup?
Brighton in the FA Cup, but then there was another one before that. Obviously, I think you drew with Wolves at away.
Those Brentfords. We lost to those Brentford.
So you've had a few, and then after Wolves, I just said, you know what? Okay, something's actually going wrong here.
Brighton beat us 3-0 again. Actually, Brighton beat us twice.
Brighton, yes, and I remember thinking back to the start of the season. Did you draw or lose to Fulham?
2-2.
You drew 2-2. And it was that kind of thing. I look back at that game and I was thinking, man, this has gone on all season. Like a part of me felt like Liverpool are just in a rotten form at the moment. They'll get it together. A bit like that year. What year when you finished fourth? When you just did like a massive resurgence and finished like fourth?
21.
At the end. 21. I thought like that's the kind of Liverpool we're having. But as you said, you can't see a solution. You can't see the next win. And I'll be honest, it's the first time this season that I'm actually concerned about Liverpool. I'm actually concerned.
Can I ask you something? So do you still think we're going to make the top four now?
Yeah, Robinho says last week, Pete, you said they'll make top four.
I still believe that they will, purely because I think that Liverpool, because I believe that Liverpool will change. I don't believe this Liverpool side that we're getting, the Liverpool version we've got, will go. We're going to see it all the way. February, March, May. I can't fathom that. There's no way. Not this Liverpool side. There's more rotten problems at Liverpool, regardless. Like even if they do make the top four, there's still rotten problems there. But I just think that maybe the injuries when they come back, blah blah. Newcastle, by the way, are sliding a little bit, and I'm not confident in Newcastle making the top four. So there is space, whether that's Chelsea, whether that's Liverpool, United, whoever, Tottenham Hotspur, whoever the case may be. I did say that they will make top four. I still believe they will, because I can't imagine. I must be a lunatic, but I can't believe that this Liverpool we are watching in the last month of Liverpool, it can't continue. Surely not.
Yeah, it's like 2022. We ended it horribly, and then we came back even worse. Because like when players say things. Because I remember there was a time, like literally after the Chelsea game last year, we drew 2-2. In my mind, I was like, title race done. And then Van Dijk must have said something, and I was like, if he still believes, why how can I not, kind of thing?
Sure.
Robertson must have said, we've been poor, we've let the fans down, blah blah blah. I said, just go away. You're clearly not off of Iron Brew. Like I can't, like it's just this side is unrecognizable. I just don't know who they are anymore. I genuinely don't know who the people are anymore, Peter. Honestly.
You're right. I mean, when I watched Liverpool, the last Liverpool game I watched 90 minutes of was the Chelsea one. And I did look at this game thinking, who is this side? Like, who are they? Because that's not Liverpool.
Pete, what I said before that Liverpool game on the podcast was that I said, as bad as Liverpool are playing, Mo Salah versus Kepa is cash money. That's what I said. Yeah, it's cash money in hand. Ernest says this. This is a talking point in the comments that I want to bring up. This season has really shown me that Liverpool get that Sky Sports protection. No one is talking about Salah. SW6 says Salah has gone off a cliff. Robinho says Mo Salah must be questioned. This is another post-contract Aubameyang situation.
Do you know what?
What's happened to Mohamed Salah? Because even in times when Liverpool have been bad, he has still scored goals. Right now, this is scary hours. I don't think he's scored since he lit up the Christmas tree.
Mad things.
Do you know what though? Is this Salah's first bad run at Liverpool? Is this his first one?
I mean, he will have these sorts of runs where he's dead and then he'll spring into life. But
he'll still finish top goal scorer, won't he?
Yeah, but it's not looking like he'll spring. Like I don't know.
He's not looking himself. I agree, but I don't think now is the time to talk about Salah. I understand Ernest's point though for sure. Like the fact that Sky haven't mentioned it, because any other player, it would have got mentioned. And I am surprised, just thinking about now.
Gakpo's been getting more slander than Salah.
Say again? Gakpo
has received more slander.
No, but you know what I think that is? We've never seen a good Gakpo. This is the first Gakpo we've seen.
Yeah, true that. And also, Oscar, let's be clear. Legacy counts. The shift and the years Mo has put in. He's bought himself time.
If this was Harry Kane, if this was Harry Kane,
if this was Harry Kane, he'd be getting cooked.
They're cooking Haaland. They're cooking Haaland. Jamie Carragher is coming out and saying he went to the wrong club. Why is no one speaking about Mo Salah?
That's trying to be edgy. Don't mind him.
Carragher's an idiot, man.
That's what Scott's better there, man.
Do you know what? I don't think he even believed it because before he said it, he thought about it because he knew what this is gonna do. He was just like, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe he's joined the wrong club. This is not on him. I think he's joined the wrong. I'm thinking, oh dear. I thought, oh dear, because even he knows what he's saying is about his peak. Oh God,
He's a fool.
Rod said Salah's still on his Christmas holidays. Clocks go forward soon. Clocks go forward in March, people. Caesar Sun says, nah. People protect this guy too much. He's been off form for almost a year, says SW6.
Has it been a year, yeah?
Okay. A year?
See, if it's a year, then we have to ask some questions. I just felt like it's just Liverpool are awful this season, and he's part of that problem. I don't think I'm not ready to stick it on him yet, personally speaking. For what he's done at Liverpool and for what he's done in the league, I'm just like, I'm gonna wait. I feel like he's at the end of the queue. You know what I'm saying? He like the way I treat Klopp. Klopp for me is Teflon. We're not talking about Klopp. However, at some stage we have to talk about Klopp, don't we? So in the same vein, I am there with Salah, but not yet. Just not yet. I mean, because the team ain't playing well. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's hard for me to go and dig Salah out of this because Salah was never really one of those people who takes the game by the scruff of the neck and win. You give him the ball, he will score.
Yeah, I'd say that's what he done, to be fair.
Say again?
I'd say that was probably the best thing about Salah.
Was what? That he took the game by the scruff of the neck?
Yeah, like it never looks good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like he'll get the ball and then blast off.
Well, I always thought that
hit the defender's knee, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not getting no rub with the green. I remember there was a chance against Brighton. He's 1-on-1. I've never seen him pull a shot so wide.
Yeah. No, that's true. But I feel like I never see him get those chances anymore. Like he's getting them one off. Yeah. He's getting them so one off now. Whereas
the only person getting chances is Nunez, it seems.
Yeah, Nunez seems to, every time Nunez comes on the pitch, he's got a chance on goal. He's through on goal every single time. And I'm thinking, bloody hell, if Salah could get this service, we might see a different Salah. Who knows?
Oh, SWC says, remember before AFCON, they said he was the best in the world. Adrian!
I never said that. I said...
Come to the fore.
I never said Salah was the best in the world. I said, as long as Salah believes he's the best player in the world, that's good enough for me.
They were saying Salah for Ballon d'Or.
Huh?
They wanted Salah to win a Ballon d'Or.
Oscar, there was a year when he deserved it, though. He didn't get it.
What's 2018?
There's a year when he bought out of his skin.
He won the Puskas for a basic goal.
And that's probably one of his worst goals. He scored better goals himself.
Caesar Sen says no one is forgetting Salah, but your big players have to produce. No,
I agree. They do. No, they do.
Tahar went mad. I'm not going to say that, but Tahar went mad. Tahar went mad.
That's a Muslim thing, I'm sure, blood. I think he's just not happy with the Christmas tree. It's a Christmas tree thing. He's thinking, yo, why is he still in the manger? Like, no. He's not having it.
C1 said Salah deserved the Ballon d'Or. Football is in the mud.
But yeah, Liverpool, nobody seems to know. Everybody is bamboozled. We're all starstruck by what's going on at Liverpool. Because even like, you see the way he snapped at the journalist. And I've never seen Klopp want to kill a man the way I saw him talk to that journalist. Did you not see this clip of the journalist asking him about his team? And he just said, you know what, like I can't even answer this question. Somebody else can ask the question. Somebody Oscar, man. Nah, I love it, man. It was one of those where he was so red. This guy was like Kane in 2000.
I enjoy that we're seeing human emotion from someone and not robotic answers. But he's such a baby, man. Every time he loses, he can't hang it. He digs out everybody. He digs out everybody else. Do you know what he's supposed to that Pierce guy, that James Pierce guy?
That's the one I'm talking about. This guy.
Why did he treat him like that?
Because James Pierce has been writing stories about Klopp and Liverpool on the paper. So he's obviously marked his card with him. And when he asked the question, Klopp just looked straight through him, straight through the question. He said,
"It's like it was even there."
The guy said, "Somebody else can even ask the question, can ask the same question, and I'll answer it. From you, I cannot talk to you right now."
Yeah, but again, like I hate the Caesar Sense says here he's a bad loser, and I definitely agree. Again, but I do respect the energy. I do respect that you wrote an article about me. I won the Champions League and the league in this league, and you wrote an article about me. Like I'd be on the same vibe. I'd be on the same vibe,
bro. Like, yeah. Listen, is he a bad loser?
No, he's an awful loser, man. In 2019, we didn't beat Everton, and he was blaming the wind. He was blaming the four elements.
I think he's the worst loser in the
he is losing the plot as well. Like some of the things he's saying, where you just
bizarre.
By the way, Pep Guardiola, that just reminded me. Did you hear Pep's complaint about traveling to London? Did anyone hear this?
About spending 4.5 hours in a hotel or something. What?
It's like he's saying that traveling to London is like going to, is it South Europe?
North Europe or something. Yeah.
North Europe or something like that. I'm thinking, what are you talking about, mate? Listen, Pep, I'm your biggest lawyer, but let me be very clear. You catch a Euston train on the Virgin train down to Manchester Piccadilly, you'll be there in 2 hours and 45 minutes.
But,
Don't talk to me with that.
Well, guess what? We have to travel to Manchester. What the hell is the
slapping a couple Joe Budden episodes. By the time the second one's finished, you're in London, bro.
I haven't gone to Borough on a Monday night, yeah, or Newcastle.
Listens to Joe Budden
to work on the Tuesday. Get out of my face, man.
Caesar says, I think this is the last thing we can talk about on Liverpool. Klopp said the grass was too dry against Fulham.
Yeah.
Well, it's a grass connoisseur, is he?
You know what though? Yeah, every manager in the Premier League is a lunatic. They all are. They're all mad, and that's the thing. I think like we moved into this era of weirdos, like insane weirdos that we all love. Like we like the managerials, whatever their football and whatever, but they're all they're mental. Pep Guardiola is a nutcase.
Yeah. Does Tuchel have a family, by the way?
Does Tuchel have what?
Does Tuchel have a family?
He leaves them wherever. He just leaves them.
He got divorced at Chelsea.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised. I didn't even know that. But the reason why I asked that is because he seems like all he cares about is football.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn about love. I don't give a damn about kids. It's football only.
When he joined Chelsea, he had a wife, 2 kids. I think when we won the Champions League, he was separated from his wife.
No, they were all there.
She was there. She was there, but I think they were separated. Like, because the kids were there and she was there, but I think they were separated. Then we find out he's dating some Brazilian thing that's like young. Like, she was like same age as the squad and that. It was all mad.
He cares nothing but football, blood. Nothing but for him. Guardiola doesn't eat a meal before a game, even if it's a late kickoff. That's mad. You know what I'm saying? All these things, bro. They're all mentalists, all of them. Mourinho lived in a hotel in his whole tenure at Manchester United.
For like 3 years, 2.5 years, however long he was there. Yeah.
Before the divorce, he was special.
Oh God!
Before the
divorce, it's true though. Say man, when they leave the missus, the form down. What happened to Martial?
The fall from grace is out.
Look, imagine you come home, yeah. You've had a 3 p.m. in Burnley. You come home late. 7, you come home, yeah. 8 p.m. Yeah, you're all touching yard after a 3 p.m. kickoff. Yeah, you're home now. You're ordering Chinese. There's no one cooking for you. That's no way to live. That's no way to live.
You're ordering Chinese.
Hello, sweet and sour sauce, you know.
That's no way to live, man. You need behind every good man. You know the rest.
I hear that. Listen,
I just got takeaway bowls in the bin. and a 2 bottle liter of Coke. 6 months before he had it all.
Oscar,
Keep running about the house. He's missing upstairs. And now look at him.
Oscar, what's Graham Potter's managerial situation or marital status? Because it's not going well for him either. It's 0-0 against Fulham. Oscar, can you beat Fulham?
Crazy segue.
I just thought I'd ask.
That's a crazy segue.
Going wrong at Chelsea. That's for damn.
I don't know his life, man. I don't know Potter's life like that. I assume he's got a wife and children, but I don't know.
You were at Stamford Bridge. You watched the 0-0.
Yeah, shocking game of football, man. Shocking game of football, yeah. How can I put this? I was very delighted to see Enzo Fernandez's debut. The guy did not train.
You put him straight in.
Can I just reiterate that one? Yeah. Wow. Deadline day was what? Tuesday. Yeah.
Is that because you lost Jorginho? Is that what that is?
What do you mean? Because we lost Jorginho?
So as in, like, Jorginho would have played, right?
Yes.
He would have played on Fulham. So
because Kante's injured, Cover's injured.
I tell you what,
hasn't played since injury.
Do you know what caught me off? The fact that he wore number 5. So I thought, oh, right, Jorginho's playing his last game for Chelsea. These times I'm seeing the guy, and it's like, this is Enzo. Like, I saw this brother, number 5, and you know, like Flash. You know when you just quickly watch something. I'm thinking, oh, right, Jorginho's playing his last game for Chelsea. Fair enough.
Let me tell you one thing, yeah. You see Chelsea, yeah? Bro, I get to the stadium now. I'm seeing Mudryk shirts. I'm seeing Enzo shirts. I said, this guy just signed. How you bought his shirt already?
In the door.
There's a kicked a ball for the club. Man, I bought his shirt.
You said you say that he didn't even do training, so he hasn't bought a Chelsea football. He hasn't even felt a Chelsea football.
He did not train. The guy came next day, boom, match.
Wow. And he did how many minutes?
Wow.
90.
He did 90. This guy's a warrior.
No, he's ready to play. What about what's my name? Baraka. He says Enzo Fernandez was cooking, and he definitely was, man. He looks like a player. Really, really good for Chelsea. In terms of forward passing and just getting the ball and knowing what to do, he's very, very comfortable in the short. I don't know. I think, David, you got a bit of background noise. I'm going to mute you real quick, but if you need to speak, obviously I'll mute. He was special. I think off the ball, there is still a little bit of work to do because, like we're saying, he was filling in that Jorginho role. Jorginho is so accomplished in knowing what he's supposed to do in that role. When it came to build-up, there was a couple of times where you felt like Enzo was maybe in the wrong position. There's one point he you know how the DM will drop into the centre-back position? There's one point he did that. He's waiting for the ball, and Badiashile points and says, no, bro, you need to be over there. And he runs there and he passes the ball to him. It's the most bait. It was so funny. It's so hilarious to watch. But other than that, on the ball, this guy was pinging balls forward, passing to Mount and Gallagher, and these guys are just not controlling the ball. The ball's bouncing off their foot. Guys, what are we going to do about Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher? Oh, my goodness. Conor Gallagher, I don't think ever should have really played for Chelsea. I never saw it.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
When he was banging at Palace, I said, just sell the guy, cash in. Arsenal saw Willock get goals on loan, they cashed in. Yeah, you get rid.
We got 30 million quid. Yeah? How did you get 30 million quid for him?
We should have got 40 for Gallagher in the summer. Yeah, we should have.
Who was after him? Who was it?
I don't even know who was after him, but everyone would have took him.
Was it Everton?
I'm sure Everton would have took him. Bro,
everyone were in for him last week again.
Everyone wanted him in January. There's so many teams that would have taken Gallagher. And I don't think Gallagher is as bad as he has been playing, because I think he's been really bad for Chelsea recently. Sure. He's not as bad as that. But even the best Gallagher, I don't see it thriving at Chelsea. Like, he should have been sold. Shout out C1.
Listen, Oscar, do you know what's alarming? When the CM's best attributes are without the ball, alarm bells need to ring. Especially when he's not a ball winner. So you have to ask yourself, what's he doing?
But like the way he gets cooked by Chelsea fans, I've never seen anything like it. They call him Galadog.
Galadog?
They call him Galadog.
Yes, just running after the ball.
He's just running around.
He's one of your own, man. You got to allow him, man.
They call him Galadog.
Get out of my face, man.
Wow.
Go back to your house in Surrey and from there find the move.
Taha said, Oscar, imagine he has the audacity to say only Big Six and Newcastle. I mean, he plays for a Big Six team and he's still under contract. So why would he go to Everton?
Well, Oscar, quick question.
kick ball though, isn't it? It's kick ball.
Good question. You see Gallagher, right?
Yeah.
You see how he's flat out refused to move.
Yeah.
Do you see like you lot having trouble getting rid of certain men? Like certain men off the box?
No. Why would we? Like,
I mean, you have got 35 players in your first team.
Yeah, but they like the players that are not playing want to leave. Like, for example, I've seen a couple comments here about Hakim Ziyech. Ziyech wanted to go. Ziyech wanted to go in January, and unfortunately, Chelsea seemed to shake his paperwork, and he couldn't leave. And that led into the whole a situation where Aubameyang had to be dropped from the Champions League squad because I think the club clearly felt embarrassed by the Ziyech situation and felt bad for him, so they started him. He started against Fulham.
Yeah, that was weird as well.
He was supposed to be in Paris.
No, but come on,
as well was weird.
Listen to Peter. He start. What do you mean he started when he was meant to be away?
Guys, he was in Paris. He was sat in a boardroom in Paris on deadline day. They had to break the news that the deal didn't go through. Can you imagine? He must have cried.
It's the fact that you had an issue. What was it? 3 times. You don't send the fax without signature.
Sent the paperwork 3 times. 3
times. 3 times is malicious. Somebody blocked him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A bit more about the game against Fulham. Baraka says Mount and Gallagher played more like wingers than actual CMs. Enzo was left alone at times. Enzo was isolated, bro. Enzo's probably looking at these guys thinking, "What the heck is this?
Is this what I got to deal with?
Is this the quality of midfield I have to play with?" Mount, Mount's form is just horrendous, and then you've got Gallagher there.
You know, I was just about to say, what is it that keeps? Because you know what, Gallagher's got a good amount of minutes this season, right? So he's clearly in the first 11, and I'm thinking, what's keeping him there?
He's not. First of all, he's got minutes because of injuries. Gallagher was not in the first 11. The first couple games of the season, Gallagher was not starting. He wasn't a starter in Potter's first games either. He's come into the team because we've had injuries to Ruben, injuries to Kova, injuries to Kante. There's been opportunities there. So
I felt like he's always been playing. Every time I've turned on the TV and I've watched the Chelsea game, he seems to always be there. But SW6 kind of clarified my point, because I was asking myself, like, why is he still getting games? And then he said something like, you know, what's worse is that Mount is worse than Gallagher in terms of performance.
Mount is worse.
So that tells you everything.
Mount, right? And you know me, guys, I like Mount. But Mount has been worse this season. And Mount has not been good for 18 months, guys. 18 months. This guy has not been a good footballer. It is scary hours. Every time he touches the ball, I know nothing will come of it. I just know.
Oscar, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, attacking-wise. Should you start Aubameyang or not?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because, you know, Fulham had more shots on target than you did at Stamford Bridge, which it shouldn't happen.
Kai Havertz missed 3 big chances.
Sorry?
Kai Havertz missed 3 big chances.
Yeah, what's he doing as your centre half? Do you know what? If I'm Chelsea manager or whatever, right? I walk in there, I put on the transfer list, I put, like, you know, Ziyech, I put friggin' Havertz on there, I put Mount on there, I put Gallagher on there. They were all on the transfer list. Aubameyang as well, but until I get another striker or whatever it is, like, just get them on the transfer list and get them going. Because, like, what are we doing? We're just wasting time. Every time I watch Chelsea, I feel like I'm wasting my time. And then I want to see Mudryk play, because obviously there's a bit of spice there. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, if João Felix wants that, but when is that ban over? Bloody hell, man!
Yeah, bro, I feel like he's been banned my whole life.
You know, when that ban is over, I think he's playing the next game. But
So it says Felix is back on Saturday.
Yeah, that will be worth watching now. Chelsea will be worth watching. Mudryk and Felix.
Going back to the Gallagher thing.
Away at West Ham, though.
Balotelli's 11 saying he was a starter, bro. He scored the winner against Palace away. He came off the bench and scored the winner in that game. He didn't start. I don't think he was ever meant to be a first. Like, he's not meant to be a first team player. Like, look at the amount of players. Come on, Chelsea's injury list this season has been absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's been shocking. We've had 11 players injured out on certain occasions. A first 11, bro. So
the players you've got 35 first team players.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny that. It's a fact. You're saying facts here. Tahar says Shai Havertz, Mason Milner, Conor Gallagher can all leave.
Wow.
Everyone's saying that these guys can leave, and I think you asked me about Aubameyang. I think we have always, my biggest issue with Chelsea over the past maybe 2-3 years, the reason why I've been crying for average players like Ross Barkley to start for my club, is because the team cannot create chances. You have a situation where you
Buckley's
finally
still
got out. No, Buckley's gone. But
I was going to say.
I'm saying over the years,
Yeah,
like me crying out for Hudson-Odoi. I'm begging for a 21-year-old to start for Chelsea Football Club. In what world should that ever be happening? The reason I'm asking for these players is because we don't have creative players that can dominate. The only players that we have a creative is Ziyech. That's the only one. We got rid of all the others in the summer. Got rid of Barkley, Hudson-Odoi on loan. Now we brought in Enzo. Enzo can create. Yeah, we brought in Joao Felix. Joao Felix can create. When these chances are being created, do not tell me we're going to have high XG and Kai Havertz is going to be missing all of these chances. I'm sick. I'm sick of Havertz already this season. I am sick.
Question. I'm just looking at your team lineup against Fulham, and I'm looking at your bench, and it shows here that David Fofana and Noni Madueke, they're both forwards. Are they centre forwards or are they just like wingers?
Noni is a winger, a very, very interesting, talented winger. He came on in the game and looks decent. He was taking players on. It seems like he's very dribble first type of winger. He likes to take a man on and beat them. I think he's unpolished in terms of the final ball, but he likes to beat players. And then David Datro Fofana is a striker. He came from Molde, same club that Haaland was at, and he actually had a better goal record than Haaland did when he was there. But obviously Haaland then went to Salzburg and then went to Dortmund. So there's a long way from Molde, you know what I mean?
Is Mudryk okay? Was he come off at half time?
I said he had a cold. In the first half, I'll be honest, Mudryk did not get the ball because our left-hand side was absolutely shocking. One of the other players that we signed, Mark Cucurella, has just been poor. He's just not been a good signing for Chelsea.
Is Chilwell just recovering from injury, or can he not get in the side? Because he was on the bench as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, Chilwell came on.
But as in, is he not a starter anymore, or he's
been injured? He's been injured. He didn't go to the World Cup. He's been injured all this time. His first game back was Fulham. So, and Cucurella has been playing so poor. We've been playing Lewis Hall at left back. Who is Lewis Hall? Might I ask?
Imagine Graham Potter's dropping Cucurella. That's
this is bro. The problems at Chelsea are nuts, bro. They're nuts. How is Graham Potter, the man who coached Cucurella for his breakthrough season in the Premier League, to then say, "I don't want you"?
Gave him a living. Bloody hell. Gave him the platform, and don't rate him no more.
Mad thing.
SW6 says Chilwell will be a starter. Look, my only hope, the only reason we're not in the same situation as Liverpool, Adrian said earlier, he can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. My only hope is that we've got a player like Mudryk, we've got a player like Felix, we've got players like Enzo Fernandez to come in and rejuvenate the squad. We spent a lot in January, so hopefully that gets an engine and kicks on. Plus players coming back from injury, Wesley Fofana to come back, N'Golo Kante to come back, Reece James to come back, Chilwell to come back. There is hope that Chelsea will get better. I just think we might have left it too late to get top four. So, must win game against West Ham. Must win.
Listen, I must admit, I don't think Newcastle make the top four. Are you telling me it's Spurs?
Look, I'm not telling you who it is. I'm telling you who it isn't, and it's Chelsea.
Wow.
And I've always, and up until this point, I've always had faith. I've always been like, we're going to do it. Like, we're going to make it. We're going to come back. That Fulham game was so depressing that I'm just like, guys, every game from here is a must win. If you're not beating Fulham at home, don't tell me you're going to go beat West Ham away. Don't.
I mean, I'm looking at Chelsea's next 5. Away at West Ham, tricky. Home to Southampton, should be fine.
Win.
Away to Spurs,
win.
I fancy you. You. Leeds at home,
win.
Leicester away, Everton
win.
home,
win.
Villa home, Wolves away, Brighton home, then Manchester United. That's the 22nd of April.
Peter, up until Manchester United, we should not lose a single game. And even if Man United beat us, they have to be on their A game to beat us. The players that we have at our disposal, I'm sorry, they should not be losing any of those games.
I tell you what, if you lose that Spurs, if you lose that Spurs, then that's your top 4 done. Because I think Spurs will then beat you to it.
I don't look at the Spurs team and think they should beat us. I'm sorry, I don't.
No, I agree. That's what I said. I said if you do lose at Spurs, I think then you're out of it. Yeah.
Assad, one last thing on Chelsea before we move on. Assad says, not going to lie, I've lost faith in Potter, you know. I know it's a bit reactionary, but he's shown me nothing in 30 games. There's a 32% win rate, not good enough. The win rate is the most overrated stat in football. I just don't give a damn about a manager's win rate, I'll be honest. When I look at what he's producing on the pitch, however, I am deeply searching for an identity, searching for something from Potter.
I'll wait for you to join me, don't worry.
Yeah, all right, well, I'll wait for you to join me on the Arteta train. How about that? When it comes to Graham Potter, he didn't even say anything.
What's there to say?
Join me, top of the league. Join me. When it comes to Potter, I listed out a bunch of games: Fulham home and away, Crystal Palace. These were games I needed to see style of play. I needed to see source. I needed to see your system coming out and saying, yes, if I get better players, I can play well.
You did.
You know, hopefully, you know, West Ham is that. But so far, I haven't seen it. So when people are telling me they lost faith, I don't blame them, man. I don't blame them.
Do you think Potter's in a slightly unenviable position? Because it's like he's only just getting to know the players he's got now.
Sure.
And now he's given him a small army of new recruits, which ostensibly on paper you'd think perfect. But now he's like, well, no, I've got to find out how to get the best out of Madrid. I've got to see what level Madueke is at. I've got to see. I've got Enzo's a nailed-on starter, fine. I've got to see what does Fofana have to his game. You know, is he useful? And all of a sudden, that's like 6 or 7 new players in addition to the squads he had before.
But Adrian, that's the job. That's what being a football manager is. Like if he went in this January and didn't sign a single player, we'd all be saying he wasn't back to the market. He didn't get a player. He's got to deal with these bums. So you can't tell me you signed players. And let's be real, the signings Chelsea have made in January are considerably better than the signings we made in the summer. We have got Enzo Fernandez, who is a top baller. Joao Felix, creative player. Mudryk, who looks very, very good. In the window, in positions that we needed. We needed a midfielder. We needed a winger that could be dangerous. We needed a centre-back. We got Badia Chile in. Bro, he's been nice. He's been nice in January. So that's why, for me, the patience will wear thin. You know I'm a Potter guy. I like Potter. But the patience will wear thin if we're not playing how we should be playing.
What's the expiry date?
End of the season for me. End of the season.
Okay.
Assad says, Peter, thoughts on Potter G?
Yeah, you should know from my thoughts from when he walked in the door. He's not the man, in my opinion. He's just not the man, in my opinion. And the fact that, as Oscar said, listen, win percentage, yeah, we can give or take on that. It's just that we're not even watching some fluid football. Okay, albeit he's had to change his 11 probably 8 times, in the last 4 or 5 months. But you got to show me something, Potter. Between now and the end of the season, I need to see some football where I think, okay, Chelsea are onto something here. Just like when we saw Klopp at Liverpool, where Liverpool was still getting beat or they were drawing, but then you could see there was some football being played with Liverpool where it was like, okay, now he just needs the right pieces in his system and they'll be off. We didn't even realize they were going to be this off. Like in terms of they went and won the Champions League and the league. I wasn't even thinking that far, but that's what they ended up doing. I'm yet to see that from Potter.
And also, one last thing, Potter took Aubameyang out of his Champions League squad. Also, Datro Fofana is not in the Champions League squad. Champions League is the only place Chelsea have to win a trophy, and he's 100% banked on Kai Havertz. If Havertz does not produce in the next 3 months of the season, that's on Potter for me.
Assad, Potter won't make the end of the season. He'll be fired by the end of I can't believe Oscar just said that. He will be fired before the end of the season. He will be. I'm not even... No cap, guys. It's not hysterics. He will be. Todd Bowley will look at his investment and think, okay, like if he's a smart man, he will look at his investment. And think,
I think he was a madman. He'll look at it and think that.
Maybe he is a madman. Maybe he is one. But he can't make it. If we get this Chelsea that we've been getting in the last month between up until May, he doesn't make it. Wow. He doesn't make it. There's no way. There's no way. We have Aubameyang, we don't play him. The thing is, he scores goals. Here's the thing, he scores goals. Honestly, it hurts me to watch a player go to a club and he's not playing.
And I think because of the Arsenal connection, Chelsea fans just seem to really dislike Aubameyang, and he's done nothing wrong. It's really quite unfair. Like, he's done nothing wrong at Chelsea. When he's played, he's had poor games, but the whole team has been poor. There's not a single Chelsea player that hasn't been poor. you know, he deserves more opportunities. And for him to be left out of the Champions League squad when he's the one that scored against AC Milan home and away in the Champions League. It's like, what? What?
Anything else before we move on from Chelsea?
Nah, I think we're done.
Very quickly, Manchester United beating Crystal Palace 2-1. United winning again in the league.
Don't care, mate. Don't care.
Don't care. What did you guys think of Casemiro's red card? Thoughts?
It was a bit harsh, to be fair.
Do you know what? Like, when bro, he grabbed someone by the neck, fam.
Yeah, that's a red card, bro. That happened to Xhaka.
What did he?
Point blank, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Man's saying, "Oh, injustice! Where's the?" He grabbed him by his neck.
No, because can I be honest? I literally I didn't watch the game or anything like that.
Yeah.
But from the angle that I saw, it was almost like he was like talking to like Hughes, was trying to like build like a rapport. Like he was like like his hands were there, but it's like he was like it was talk. I might be capping. I might have got it completely.
Adrian, you're clutching at straws, bro.
It was a melee.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
An absolute melee. Because when it all kicked off, I thought, flipping out. Where?
Can we build a rapport?
How's the referee gonna?
My bad. Maybe Casemiro swindled me.
No, the thing is, yeah, I know what Adrian's saying in a sense because Casemiro didn't look like livid throughout the whole thing. It looked like he got hot at 1 minute, calmed down very quickly, and just looked like a normal civilian in the pack. And then he was singled out and he was sent off. I was like, raw, him. But when you watch it back, he has got Hughes by the throat.
Yeah, hold it. Red card at Old Trafford. That referee's got balls, man. Big up.
I'll tell you what, the referee's got some testes to do a red card at Old Trafford to a Man United player. Who was the referee? Mr. Andre Barreda. Of course it's Andre Barreda. How can I forget? Andre Barreda
said, I hate Crystal Palace. Them and Wolves are our bogey teams. Hard fought win. Casemiro is an idiot, but in reality, Bear Man should have been sent off. Sabitzer looks good. Hopefully, no issues at Leeds. Leeds now with a new manager.
Leeds. Well, they haven't got a new manager yet because they've just sacked Jesse Marsh, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. That is, guys, that's unbelievable scenes. What are they doing at Leeds? What are they doing?
I mean, it's unbelievable scenes.
Oscar, who's the manager they're bringing in?
Jesse Marsh was really bad.
I hear you.
This season,
who are you bringing in?
And I was a Marsh guy. I was a Martian.
He was a Martian.
I was a Martian. I really was.
You should have seen the quote tweet after Leeds put out the tweet. Yeah, they're like he got his marshalling orders. That seemed harsh, spelt in a Marsh way. It was hilarious. David, did I just hear you say Bielsa? Because he's second favorite to take the job back.
I told you, bro. That's why I said it, bro.
They can't. I've seen people say Frank Lampard. I said, are you guys on Budge? On Budge Banton?
Hey, listen.
Honestly.
Hey, the Lampard and Gerrard experiment has failed, bro.
Listen, Leeds hate Lampard, first of all. What's the Yank Lampard? God. I mean, listen.
It's a shame because that slander name has only just got wings and now he's left.
Now he's gone.
If it carried on,
that's crazy.
Bro, just you know what? USA national team, take it.
If Lamb's got that job, you man will see me in Ellen Road, man.
Oscar. You know what? That's a man who wants to. That's what we call self-harm now.
I'll follow Lampard wherever he goes.
Listen, that's self-harm because first of all, he took the Chelsea job. Listen, you'll be mad not to take that Chelsea job. Yeah, fine. Even if he's not ready for it, whatever. Take that job. He's the Chelsea legend, right? He took the Everton job. That's your first attempt at suicide. If you then take the Leeds job, you've asked to take yourself out. That's what you've told us. I want to take myself out, doing what I love. That's what you've told me. He cannot join Leeds United. He can't. And if I see Gerrard's name get thrown in there as well, flipping. Listen, Leeds need to do what Everton have done. And the thing is, I think this is exactly what's happened. Everton getting Sean Dyche in and winning against Arsenal made Leeds panic after their defeat against Forest because they just pulled the trigger for no reason, in my opinion. Unless they've got somebody already at the helm, they think, you know what, he is the man that's going to help us. And you know what, and the teams near the bottom, yeah, here's what you have to understand. You've got to have a manager who you're willing to even go down with. If you're saying, you know, even if we go down, I want to rebuild with this man. This is the guy that I want in our side. We're going to build a project, whatever, for the lack of a better term, right? Even if it means going down. This idea you're trying to chase the Premier League status, guys, you'll go. You'll sink. you will sink. Because Jesse Marsch saved Leeds by the skin of his teeth last year. And so did Frank Lampard at Everton. Skin of their teeth, they both survived. They have the honestly, who give me a viable name that Leeds are looking at.
Look, SW6 says, look, he kept Everton up. He can try at Leeds.
Yeah, he kept Everton up because who went down? It wasn't because of Everton. It's because whatever else that they had went down. They were awful last year. I mean,
Endo said, I need Steve Bruce.
Oh God.
He deserves another chance. Yeah.
And the thing is, by the way, guys, what did they say about Southampton's manager? I heard something that was crazy, a crazy statement that they've given for him. That he's got like it's some court term. It's like a court legal term where like he's basically like on remand. Any minute they will pull this trigger on him, like because his post-match press conference.
Wait, what?
His post-match press conference against Brentford was wild. If anybody heard it, it was frigging wild. And then the board called him in today to have a meeting. And then when they left the meeting, it was like, he's in the job for now. Basically, he's in the job for now, but we are basically looking at other targets. They're looking at other managers, basically. It's just strange.
Guys, these teams, like, any one of these managers can get sacked and it's their fault. I don't care. Like, the SW6 say Marsch sacking was strange. They lost to Nottingham Forest.
Coops. Maybe Forest are doing all right.
No.
Oscar, do you know where Nottingham Forest are in the table? Do you know where Nottingham Forest are?
They got our midfield. They got Mangala. Yeah, I mean Mangala's looking all right.
Oscar, wait. Say what you want. Forest are above Leicester, Wolves, West Ham, Everton, Bournemouth, Leeds, Southampton. They're level on points with Palace. So maybe Forest are actually better than what we're giving them credit for.
5 points off of Liverpool.
They're 5 points off Liverpool.
Guys, their last win. Leeds' last win. What month are we in?
We are in February.
Leeds' last league win.
Yeah, I know. It's not good.
Was the 5th of November.
What? Get him out of there. Pack your bags and leave.
Get out! Yeah, and even in that game, they conceded 3 goals.
Get out!
And I like Marsch, man. I had Marsch stocks. I did.
Oscar. And the thing is, they gave him all these American players. They've just signed Weston McKennie. Listen, how can you sack the manager?
They've got Woober from Salzburg.
They're done from Salzburg, right?
That's a poorly run club, mate.
It's a horribly run club.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Can I be real? I thought, you know what? All he needed to do was stay in the league. Just stay in the league last season. Yeah. This year, Leeds have got an exciting project on their hands, but it just ain't kicked off.
That's what
I'm with you.
It just ain't taken off from the ground.
They've got Brendan Aronson, yeah. They've got friggin' Tyler Adams. They had Weston McKennie. I thought they're gonna build. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see New York. You know what I'm saying? But
I can imagine him.
Can you imagine buying a striker from Hoffenheim for like 40 million?
Could you imagine him like clearing out his desk and he sees like Weston McKennie arriving and he's just like, "Head up, kid. It's gonna be okay.
You'll be okay.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine."
Oh God!
Some things are not meant to be. This is one of them.
I'll see you when I'm the Crystal Palace manager next. I will be up again.
That is trash. Endo
you
said,
know what? Yeah. If I'm sorry, go on.
Like I had to read this comment because Endo said, being on remand is the worst feeling. It's like knowing the bailiff is coming to your yard, so you've got to strategically and cautiously go about your day. What?
Endo, can you relate?
Well, but the thing is, Adrian, can he relate to either one? Can he relate to being on remand, or can he relate to knowing the bailiff is coming?
Oh no, man! Endo, a real one.
Oh God, that's a horrible feeling. That's a horrible feeling.
Wow, that's
hey, what would you prefer?
Bro, can't pay will take it away. That's long.
I thought he took it to the fucking action. Be very tricky. Can't bad him up because you're in debt.
I'd rather be on remand. I don't care.
Hey.
Wait, you'd rather be on remand? Did you say?
Yes.
No way! Oh, no way, bro. You'd rather have a bailiff.
A
Remand.
bailiff. Do you know
Bro,
what
at least
bailiffs do?
listen. Take my TV.
Remember when the bailiff got shot in Brixton in like
Take the
2003?
TV. Take the couch.
Bailiffs seize your possessions, and you're
Oscar.
in the house.
Oscar, you're
You're there.
remand.
That's like getting robbed,
That's a
but you're there.
violation.
Oscar, how
Imagine
can you
getting
be
robbed and you're there.
Oscar?
Nothing can do.
No, but Oscar, hang on. Let me paint the picture. Imagine being in prison and you haven't served your time yet. You're just in jail. What?
No,
that's wild.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand. Imagine, we make a bet, you lose, So now you owe me money. But instead of you paying me money, I come to your house and take whatever I value at the cost. I can take your TV. You might pay £400 for that TV. That TV is worth 10% of your debt. I'm taking more. It's a joke. Man. It's a joke.
Some place they can't go into the kids' room. Everything else is fair game.
Guys, no. I'm so sorry. I can't be in jail doing months and then my course starts. No.
Wait. On remand, are you in jail?
You're in jail already. Like, you're in the. It says, listen, you're a menace to society. Before we even deal with your case, you need to be in the pen now.
That's what remand is.
And they don't take off time off your sentence, do they?
I don't know. Maybe they do. I think it depends on like good behavior or whatever.
I thought on remand meant like your case is pending.
No, that's on bail. That's on bail.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I'm not criminal. I don't know these things.
People don't remember this one, yeah? There was one time I was watching Can't Pay Take It Away, yeah? And then they were like, we're at the address of a former Premier League player.
Oh, God.
They censored his face. So obviously you couldn't see who it was.
We know who it is.
But the size of the belly, the size of that derby, I knew exactly who it was. So I typed in, Neil Razor, Can't Take It Away. And you see it there in all his glory. I'm going to pink top. The top was looking like it was going to explode. But I swear to you, he was censored. I didn't know who it was, but I saw the size of that gullet. I said it can only be one man. That gut, it can only be one man.
Imagine, bro. It's embarrassing enough to have bailiffs. Yeah. Imagine it's televised.
No, that's a
violation.
Hey, to jail.
This is a man that won the Intertoto Cup, yeah? He won the Intertoto Cup with West Ham United. Oh, God. I'm done, bro.
Endo says, this is a question for David. Do you eat burger or chips first?
Oh, this is important.
Chips,
this is
bro.
important. Chips get done first.
Chips.
First, blood. Easy. Light work. If you eat chips after the burger,
no discipline. No discipline. You can't. You ain't got perspective. You can't see the bigger picture. Instant gratification. You want it here. You want it now. You don't think about what happens after. Screw everything.
Nah, you men are mad. Oh, this is
so Endo, by the way, do you listen to RTM podcast? I feel like you'd enjoy it, though.
RTM.
We need a question of the week every week, mate. That is flipping funny. The toothpaste one and the toothbrush.
He says a crackhead. Look at him. I have to have a taste of the burger. You're a child. He can't help it. He's gonna chips. He knows that he's supposed to eat the fries, yeah, but he can't help it. He just has to have the burger.
It's what AD said. There's no discipline. He has to have a taster. He wants to see what it is.
Is that the Young Spray podcast, Adrian?
Yeah. I can't take
Spray, you know, flipping out.
I've been binging on that, you know, for the past however long.
Why? Fire for that.
Oh God! Right. Okay.
Why for that?
Let's go through. So yeah, as you lot said, anyway, Forest 1-0 against Forest 1-0 against Leeds. Aston Villa 2, Leicester City 4. Where on earth did this performance come from? You know,
this was game of the weekend.
It was a great game. It was definitely a great game. James Maddison doing this thing. 8 goals, 4 assists in 15 games in the league this season. He's balling out.
Out of control. Did you see Coutinho score?
Well. Who?
Coutinho came back, scored.
Disallowed.
I
that's
enjoyed
something.
it. I watched Match of the Day for the first time in a long time. I really enjoyed it.
That Coutinho situation summed up, I think, either his career or his life at Villa. The goal he scores and then it's off and it's chalked off. You just think that just sums him up, basically. Sums it up for him at the moment. Not having the best luck in the world. A random defeat for Unai Emery. Brentford 3, Southampton 0. The Bees are buzzing, mate. 7th place. They're doing their thing. For Thomas Frank and the Mandem, who come to the Emirates next weekend. Brighton and Hove, Albion 1, Bournemouth 0. A late winner from Matoma yet again.
I get Bournemouth out of here, man.
They're gone.
Stop.
They're gone. Don't worry about that. Any other game? Newcastle United 1, West Ham United 1. You know, slippery stuff from Newcastle. I don't know when their last win was.
Have you seen West Ham's new centre back?
Solid. That last ditch on Callum Wilson was superb.
Yeah,
it was superb.
Oh, also, not that guy. Oh, we're not there yet.
Whoa.
No, because it's from this game.
Interesting.
It's not a serious one.
So go on and drop it.
Alan St. Maximin's haircut is disgraceful. It's just disgraceful.
It's a disgraceful haircut. Yeah, that tackle on Wilson was superb. Okay, Oscar, goal of the week. What is the goal of the week, people? What goal made you say, you know what? Yeah. I wouldn't say there's many great goals this weekend.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a banger like that.
Oh, Brennan Johnson for Nottingham Forest against Leeds. He took it well. It's right on the line, on the edge of the box. Right on the line. The ball gets whipped in there. I think it gets whipped in, and then he hits it like on the half volley, if not a volley. Bang! Beats Melier. Fantastic goal. Fantastic goal.
Endo says Newcastle are the biggest frauds. Yes, they're 16 games unbeaten, but they've drawn like 10 of them. They've drawn as many games as they've won this season. What, they come like the Emirates, yeah? Invincibles and that. Fair play.
Calm down, brother.
I don't actually have one still.
Oh, no. Robin's right. I know Robin always loved to prop United, but Rashford's goal was fantastic. Like, it was a wonderful team goal. It was
a good team goal, and it's the fact the first touch.
My team of the week. I mean, goal of the week. Sorry.
One touch.
Tete for Leicester, lovely in action. Tete, the way he finished that, he looked assured. He looked like he scored that goal 100 times before.
Yeah, he looks assured.
I'm going Rashford. Where are you man going?
I'm going Brendan Johnson, man. You lot gotta watch it. Go watch Brendan Johnson's goal. You lot will definitely make it goal of the week. Oscar, if you watch it right now, it will be goal of the week.
I don't remember it. So it can't be goal of the week if I don't remember.
I think you're just not a fan of watching the City.
I don't care this week. I didn't see no good goals. So
you didn't see no good goals.
Nah, cause
Rashford's goal was a good team goal. Tete's goal was brilliant. I think even who whipped in, was it for Maddison? No, or was it for Iheanacho? Actually, Iheanacho's goal was pretty good. There was a ball whipped in. I don't know if it was from Barnes or if it was like Dewsbury Hall. Somebody whipped in one ball from the left hand side. It was lovely. Tap in there for Kelechi Iheanacho. But Brendan Johnson is my vote. So let's get voting, Oscar. So who you say?
Pete. How many times have I got a vote?
Rashford. David, you said you're not in.
I'm not in, mate.
AD. Right.
Look at this guy, bro.
Right, guys, in the comment section, let's vote. Come on. You know the rules.
First voted. Rashford. You already voted.
Right, Rashford it is then. He is the goal. I'm gutted about that because Brendan Johnson's goal was so sick. It was better than Rashford's. Anyway, I'm gutted about that. Rashford gets the goal of the week. Who's the team of the week?
Team of the week. Wolves.
Yeah. Wolves.
Could you argue Everton? They beat the league leaders.
On my mind.
I don't know. I mean, Everton's got a good shout here. They've resurrected.
Wolves, man, a 3-0 win.
Nah, man, 3-0, bro. Arsenal always give teams life, bro.
Everyone's beating Liverpool. Like they're all beating Liverpool. I think 1 week. Yeah, I think 1 week we gave Brighton everything. They had the goal of the week, the team of the week, and the friggin' whatever it was, the player of the week. It was all Brighton.
But I think Wolves' performance was more impressive. Like Everton was like, wow, I can't believe you did that. But I think Wolves was a fantastic performance.
I'm giving it to Everton, mate.
I don't know. I'm going Everton, man. I'm going Everton.
All right, fair enough, man. Everton can win. I ain't got an issue.
Everton then is team of the week since me and David have voted for Everton. And who is? Oh, we didn't do player of the week. Player of the week. Who is your player of the week? Player of the week. Player of the week. I'm sure. Onana was man of the match against Arsenal. He was, but am I going that far? I don't think so. No, Mbeumo. Friggin' hell, Brentford played bloody good football. No, they played good football. He got a goal and assist, I think, as well. They played some good football, man. Mbeumo for me, man. Mbeumo. What's his name? Mbeumo. What's his name?
No, we're not giving it. Not Harry Kane, mate. I'll go with your option. I'll go with yours.
You know what? We didn't even give Spurs team of the week when they beat Man City. But anyway,
I'll go with Pete's choice.
I'm going Brian Mbeumo. Robinho's going Harry Kane.
Yeah, a lot of people going Harry Kane.
I love enough Harry Kane, you know.
So what? Mbeumo wins it.
Mbeumo was sick, blood. He was sick this weekend. Listen, man, we watch all kinds of football. We watch all kinds of football. David, who's not that guy this week?
Who is not that guy? But nah, again, we had someone putting us to shame, man. He's meant to be representing us, man. Come on, man.
What, Ugandan?
Come on, man. Man was in America.
What, collecting?
No. Don't do it. No, come on, bro. Come on. Nah.
But nah, get Sebo, please. Nah, blood. This guy is the guy. I like him. I like him as well, but
you like him.
We all like him, but he's our guy, bro. Wakanda, Uganda, come on, Pete. Stay with me, blood.
Man, oh.
Daniel, bro.
Hey, Daniel. Daniel? Hey, what's going on, Daniel?
Hey, cuz, did you see the suit he wore to the thing, bro? The brunch.
Why are they mocking his suit?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a stinker.
Hey, Sebo, please. You are not invited last minute, bruv. Come on, guys. Nah.
Oh,
big,
dear.
Big man.
Nah, guys, he knew what he was doing.
Big man just turn up in a kanzu. Come on, bruv. Nah, blood.
What was the event? What was the event he went to?
The Rock Nation brunch.
Rock Nation. Rock Nation.
This is yearly. Everyone gets their invite, blood. If you've done your thing and you invited, yeah. Nah, blood. Sebo, please. Next time. Sebo, please. Next time. Oh gosh. But yeah, that's a little one. Honorable mention.
Kakati. I'll tell you what.
Big one.
We can't roast our own like this. We can't do this.
Oh God.
Yo, he just lost. He lost fair away.
Guys, I can't lie. The comments are killing me. Yeah, Endo says Ugandans embarrassing themselves. Where have I heard?
Oh God.
Adrian said, "You know what? Good Sunday." Jesus said, "Man was trying to be Steve Harvey so bad."
No, brother, nah, blood.
He got his suit from the George Astor reign.
I saw this. No, Pete. This popped up here. I saw the Rock Nation. Who did I see first? I don't know who I saw first. Yeah, I just clicked. I said, "Please, our people. Let's be." Oh God.
Guys, there's a part. I don't think this is that bad. Like, it's bad, but maybe because I like him, I'm trying to justify it.
Yeah, bro. This is what I'm saying. I like the guy, but please,
Have you seen this, blood? They've got uncles wearing the thing.
Daniel, but not good.
Daniel, man.
This one, the banana. Oh my gosh.
I said he looked like he was selling pepper. What?
Daniel Banana. Oh, my
Good
goodness.
day.
That's again. Look, again, I should just go. Look, we're really just putting it on him.
Nah, he had to hold that. I'm not gonna lie. He had to hold that. He had to hold that.
I said that suit is trenched. I said, yeah, it's legit. Like he got the suit 8 months ago and he
just
lost bare weight.
I like.
Hey, Daniel, man, I'm not with the grillings, man. I'm not with the grillings, but boy, this suit, the internet loves this one.
By the way, whilst we're rinsing, yeah, Tyler, the creator, doesn't cover himself with glory either, so we'll move on anyway. But yeah,
I didn't see his.
I haven't seen his one, bro.
Joy, he looked repugnant as per usual. His dress sense is wild. He's always wild. Anyway, so David, yeah, Daniel had to get cooked for that one, man. He had to get cooked for that one. Anyone else, David? is that the main one?
I know. Things are not going well at City at the moment, but for my man to come out with such a wild statement, bruv, he's at the wrong club.
Yeah, he's front and center.
Big man.
Yeah.
Big man, Gerrard carried you to trophies, blood, and you're out here talking nonsense, blood. My guy has scored 25 goals in 20 games, blood. Yeah? And you come out with a statement because he didn't catch the ball in the box or he didn't have a shot at goal. He joined the wrong club. Mate, are you mad?
That's a wild take.
James, yeah, what's his name? Let me get his full name. James Lee Duncan Carragher, yeah? You're not that guy, bruv. Sort it out, bruv.
Oh, sort it out. Jamie, hey. Sort it out, man.
Blimey.
It's the fact that he knew. He go watch the video again. Before he says it, yeah, he doesn't even. Oh, bro. Gabriel Paulista's challenge on Vinicius Jr. was outrageous. Did you not see this?
I didn't see it.
I said, yo, this is straight out of that book. That is straight out of the South American book, man.
Oh my goodness.
It was outrageous.
I'm not even, I'm not even
Endo has won. Endo has won. He said, not that girl, the girl who stabbed the other girl over the man without a trim.
I'm not even touching that. That one pissed me off, bro.
That video is one of the most horrific videos I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's a fast out video. I'd rinse her, bro. No hype. No, we'll move on. Jamie Carragher deservedly gets it this week. Very quickly, the fixtures that are coming up the next couple of weeks, this week and on the weekend. Manchester United.
Do you know who else is not that guy? Yeah, see, talk, bruv. Talk. You're not that guy, bruv.
Why?
My Wi-Fi has just been shocking, blood. For flip's sake, blood.
Oh my god,
big man. I'm even surprised, bro. When I log on the stream, all I was gonna act like all this. Mate, it's been shocking, blood. Talk. Sort it out, blood.
Yeah, talk are having a mare. They're having a mare at the moment in time, for sure. The fixtures coming up this week. Manchester United on Wednesday night. This Wednesday, people. Manchester United at home to Leeds United. It's not on TV. What? What is there Champions League this week or something?
Shouldn't be.
Is the Champions League back yet? Or is it next week?
Next week. No, it can't be next week.
Oscar's on mute if he's talking. But Manchester United at home to Leeds. What are we saying?
Next week.
Okay. Why is this game not on TV? That's a howler. Man United Leeds.
United.
Which one?
Man United.
Man United.
Man United. United for
the Rose Derby. Remember, Manchester United play Leeds again on Sunday, 2:00 kickoff at Ellen Road on Sky Sports. Leeds United against Manchester United. What are you not saying?
How ridiculous the Premier League is. Look how crap they're so dumb. They're just so dumb. You're so dumb. You're not showing a game on TV because it was supposed to be at 3 p.m., but you moved it from 3 p.m. So why can't you show on TV then, you morons? They're such idiots.
Is that because the Queen died?
Hey, listen.
I don't know.
Remember.
How did we
Why
get
have
there?
they... Huh?
How did we get there?
As in, is that game postponed from when the Queen died? I don't know.
How did we get there?
What do you mean?
How did you come to that conclusion?
Because they're playing. This is a game in hand. This Man United game against Leeds.
How did you come to the conclusion that the game in hand was because the Queen died?
Because it's like us. We got Man City because the Queen died.
That's not, guys. When the
Yeah,
Queen
it's right.
passed, every single team, the weekend was done. No team played.
Sure, and you lot have all had your games in hand when.
But so it's not because the Queen died. It's because you lot was in Europa League being bums.
To be fair, our game against Everton was because the Queen died, whereas Man City at home was a Europa League fixture that got moved into there. Anyway,
Why they acting like Peter is mad.
I don't understand. As if he just forgot. Anyway, Leeds United at home to Man United. Let's do the other reverse fixture at Ellen Road. Are we still saying same thing?
Yeah, Man United.
Yeah. What are they playing? What back to back?
Back to back. It's a joke.
Where's he been?
It's a joke, bro.
People at the back. Where are you? Where are you? Yes, they're playing back to back. Anyway, I think Leeds might have a new manager by that second game, and big Duncan Ferguson. Let's get him in there. Oh no, he's just taken a job, hasn't he? Forest Green, hasn't he? Oh, for flip's sake. Dunk, you should have waited a little while.
People will hate on like Lampard and Gerrard, but he wants Duncan Ferguson managing.
Excuse me, Oscar. The reason Lampard even survived with Everton was because of Duncan's hard work. Let's have it right. Let's have it
Lampard got
right.
with a transfer ban. I respect him. Endo says
he was the Chelsea manager.
Face that weekend. Yeah. What's your point?
You say it like you were Sunderland.
We get top 4 this season.
Yes.
We're 300 mil. We're not getting top 4 this season. I can't get it with a transfer ban.
It's peak. When you put it like that, you lot just had a thinker.
That's a lot of money, mate.
All right, let's move on. That's a Forest Green managing the only eco-friendly club in the world. I know. It's true that. West Ham United.
Hey,
Saturday,
man, live in the building, bro.
12:30 kickoff at home to the Chelsea.
You're going to catch me in the cameras again.
To the Chelsea.
Yeah, bro.
Oscar front row, blood, all black, everything. Yeah,
black, everything, bro. Yeah,
this guy, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna chat it up, man. I'll be seeing that.
Yep. West Ham United trophy.
Them men are racist, like.
Who? West Ham?
Yeah.
No way.
No, it's a mixture. It's a mixed bag.
I don't know, bro.
No, mixed bag.
Racist up there, man. I can't lie.
The man welcome, blood. You know what I'm saying? The man welcome me, boy. Especially when they're in Stratford now. Bro, they see the mutual hate for Chelsea and Spurs. Blood, we're brothers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough, man.
Yeah,
I'm saying. But West Ham United at home to Chelsea. Come on, let's get some results.
A draw.
Ooh.
Chelsea win.
I'm gonna go for David Moyes West Ham win. Come on.
Enzo versus Rice. That's a huge one.
Listen, West Ham are picking up the points, by the way. I don't know if anybody's been watching that space. West Ham have had a horrible start to the season. They're picking them up. Picking them up slowly. A draw at Newcastle, then they're home to Chelsea.
I don't know if we're gonna have like cover back or someone. We need some midfield side.
Can you believe
João Felix, man? João Felix back.
Can you believe by far the greatest team the world's ever seen is playing at 3:00 against Brentford? That's the Arsenal FC.
You think we're the only ones that sing that song?
We're the only ones who own it.
You don't know anything.
Arsenal versus Brentford.
Yeah, Arsenal win.
Arsenal win.
3 points to the Arsenal.
Just like David throwing us there. Snooze fest.
Well, Arsenal Brentford. It's gonna be some beautiful football. Oh my god! Listen, you guys are missing a treat. This is not on TV. You're missing a treat. Crystal Palace at home to Brighton.
Who cares?
The M23 derby, whatever the hell this is.
Draw.
Brighton away win.
I'm going with Vieira.
I'm going to Brighton away win.
Yeah, Brighton. Yeah, Brighton.
Derby's doing some phenomenal scenes over there. Phenomenal things. I don't know why I even called out that fixture. I mean, Fulham Forest. I don't think anyone cares.
No.
Leicester at home to Spurs. This could be spicy, but I think Spurs will win.
It's not spicy.
Leicester.
I hope you're right there, mate. Overland and Sea and Leicester. I hope you're right. That's an Albion FC, please. Southampton at home to Wolves. KG. Guess what game's on TV, guys? 5:30 on Saturday. Listen, make plans. That's what I'm gonna say to you. Go and make plans because no one is going to watch this game, unless you're from these two places. Bournemouth at home to Newcastle United, Oscar, yet again on your TV screen. After your rant about Newcastle on TV the last week.
They're the worst team to watch. They're so dead. They have no right to be this dead. They have no right. Guys, do you know what was on TV on Sunday? Nottingham Forest versus Leeds United. Everyone who wants to see that game is at the game. Nobody at home wants to watch that. Nobody at home wants to watch that.
Not even for the raucous atmosphere. Come on, man. Forest fans, Leeds fans. That is classic FA Carling Premiership. You know what I'm saying? Fixture.
So give me Premier League years. I don't want this.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I got Newcastle again on TV.
Yeah,
it's true.
Newcastle always play Saturday 5:30, like they own the time. So the last 3 weeks, they played Palace, stunk it out. They played West Ham, decent game. But then they play, come on, man. Stinking out.
Man called them barcode, man. This
them barcode, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, 3 weeks and they've had Saturday night football.
I think he said barcode earlier. I didn't know what the heck he was talking about.
God, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay. Sunday 4:30 after the Leeds Man United game, 4:30 on Sky Sports is Manchester City at home to the Villa.
Man City.
Yeah, City.
But I mean, could be a slip there.
Could be a slip there. Could be a banana skin. Could be. Unai Emery and the gang. And then Monday Night Football, we've got Liverpool at home to Everton. That is the Monday Night Football. That's going to be the live watch along on the Top 4 podcast.
Yeah, man. Give me that dash win, man. Give me that dash.
Give me that dash.
If Dash gets a result against Liverpool, Adrian's going to, I don't know what he's going to do first. He's going to hit the head button.
He's going to drink that cider, bro.
Cider in the park. He's going to be having a couple of cans wrapped in that brown bag, in that brown paper bag. That's how you know he's lost it. My God. Arsenal West. I'm just looking ahead. Arsenal Man City on Wednesday, 7:30. I can't deal. I can't friggin' deal. On Prime Video. Anyway, we will be back next week during the watch along for the Liverpool versus Everton, the Merseyside derby, of course. Hopefully, Arsenal would have got the 3 points, as well as Oscar's hoping the Chelsea will get it at West Ham. Liverpool will be waiting to find out and see Man United playing Leeds twice in that time. Remember when Daesh squared up to Klopp in his own ends? When did Daesh do that?
Yeah, they did it in the tunnel.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, he did. Daesh is a brute, man. That's what you call a builder. He's brick house. And he's got the voice to match. But yes, thank you for joining us on the Top 4 podcast. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe on the video. Big up to everybody that's commented on today. Remember to follow us at Top 4 Podcast on Twitter, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, the YouTubes. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
Big up yourselves. Thank you very much for joining us. Oscar, David, the gang, we are out.
We're out.